It's the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. That's Esau's mind frame. Listen, we're going to slaughter all these niggas and keep ruling, or if we got to go down, these niggas going down with us. So we're going to turn a narrative of a black woman boiling water on a stove into I felt threatened that she was going to throw the water on me and I'm going to blow her head off. I just got one question. Where's all the op niggas in Chicago?
Right.
Where y'all niggas at? Old Block, South Side, West Side, Inglewood. Where y'all niggas at? GDs? Where y'all at?
Right.
We all y'all live niggas that bust y'all gun. You niggas are some hoes, man. Get out of here. Read. They will not take their ass to Springfield, Illinois, and go up against the white supremacist cops. But hold up, you from Old Block, you bust that gun. Hold up. You just killed 12 of your ops in the last 2 years. That was that girl that the girl that King Vine killed, whatever her name was. They said that girl, she was 17 and she had 17 bodies. Why you ain't go to Springfield and have 17 bodies on a racist cops? Come on, man, because the self-hatred is a curse.
King Vaughn is dead anyway.
The King Vine, yeah, they dead in his ass anyway in Atlanta. He got caught slacking in Atlanta.
Good.
And like I said, I'm glad. I'm gonna make niggas mad, even emotional Israelites. I'm glad Sonia Massey got killed. I'm glad. That's a beautiful thing. So you niggas can maybe see that this damn devil hates your guts. Right. He hates your guts. You didn't have to use deadly force, even if you felt. Even listen, this is what even other Edomite cops was even saying. He didn't have to use deadly force. That's what they had to lock him up. They had to charge him because it was obvious. But they brought up a good point. I think they charged him with first-degree murder instead of second-degree. Whatever, but they said he might get off because the DA, they do that on purpose. They put the wrong charge on him. So when the jury deliberate, they're gonna be like, no, that's not what he guilty of. He killed the black nigga woman.
They're looking for a mistrial.
But it's the charge that
they're looking for a mistrial.
They're looking for a mistrial, yeah. They have purposely put a false charge, but I don't know. But we'll see what happened. They had to charge him because it was cold-blooded murder. If they wouldn't have charged him, maybe it would have been all right. Maybe they would have had George Floyd Part 2. If anything, people would have tore stuff up and there would have been billions of dollars in damage. Right? But here's the thing, the black leaders out in Springfield, they call for calm. Right? You know why? Because them niggas too busy crying over Biden and cheering on Kamala. You being called for calm. There should be no calm. Overturn this damn place, man. You niggas fight for everything else. Right. Fight for the real cause, but they're not going to do it. Right, read on. Reading on. Their inward thought is that their housing shall continue forever. Esau want to rule forever. He don't want to give up his rulership. Good. And their dwelling places to all generations. Dwelling places to all generations. So let's have a purge. Let's exterminate these niggas. Yeah. That's what they want to do, man. And Esau, his mind frame is if I can't kill them off and keep ruling, then at least if I'm going down, Esau's Nino Brown, I'm taking everybody with me.
Yeah, there's so many little details about that when you see it in the video. Right. First of all, it was very calm when they came in. They were almost in a good mood.
Something happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name?
I'm going down.
Shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to text. You have an ID that make things so much easier. I just driver's license will do, and I'll get out of here.
Right, they were laughing.
They were laughing with her. And then when she went to go, he goes, "Oh, go get the pot. We don't want to fire." Right. And then it's almost like he baited her into like,
he lined her up.
He lined her up. He goes, "Oh, don't throw that pot." And then he went around the counter, and then she put the pot down, and then she put her hands up. She said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Right. He said, "What?" And then shot her.
What paperwork?
I got some paperwork.
Well, just get your ID.
Well, let's get your ID first, and then
one task at a time here.
Okay.
Here, grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID, one task at a time. So let's do an ID, And then you can dig around for your, paperwork.
I don't know where my ID
You just had a stack right there, maybe?
We don't need a fire while we're here. Oh. Oh, we're hot in the water. Yeah. Better fucking not, I swear to God, I'll fucking straight your fucking face. Talk the fucking pot.
So that was all, he was looking for his kill. Like,
She said sorry too.
yes, she said sorry. She said,
Right before he shot her, she said sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Tariq was bringing this,
65 and
Tariq was bringing this out. They belong to these little clubs, these little white racist clubs.
right, yeah,
So it's a badge of honor for them to get a kill.
right,
So that's why it's a ritualistic thing, you know?
right. Springfield, Illinois, they have a satanic temple there,
Right,
and they have a high rate of Satanists there.
right.
So there's a lot of layers, man. That little small video can be an hour commentary on that.
Right.
Because number one, all right, brother, what's up, Shalom? Right, number one, they obviously lined her up.
Mhm.
He told her to go over to the pot,
Yeah.
knowing that he can use the fact that the boiling hot water is a now.
You saw opportunity.
That boiling hot water, that thing can be a weapon.
Yeah.
That thing will scorch your ass, man.
Yeah.
Right? Now, listen, if that water hits you a certain way, you can even go into shock and die.
Right.
So he knew that. He lines her up for the kill.
Right.
Right? He lined her up for the kill. So now, listen, I could see that devil, he probably was drooling blood.
Yeah.
When she walked over to the pot, he said, I got her nigga ass now.
Yeah. I
can kill her ass. I'm gonna just keep lining it up. And
Yeah.
within a few seconds, she'll be dead.
Right.
They lined that up perfectly, man.
Mhm.
Because, like, Nala was bringing out, Brother Tariq was speaking, I heard some of Tariq's video, right? And then we was talking about it Monday night on a call. Certain brothers had their research, and I've been hearing about racist incidents in Springfield, Illinois, from when I was in the world.
Right.
And many years, over the years, we was bringing out newspaper articles and stuff of racist incidents that happened in Springfield, Illinois, because they have a high rate of white supremacy there, and they have a satanic temple. So those two combined, niggas shouldn't even be living together.
Right.
Right? And they had a major massacre in Springfield, Illinois, in the early 1900s. They tried to genocide all the blacks that was living there.
Yep.
Right in the early 1900s. So they got a long history, Springfield, Illinois. Right, America, damn it.
Right.
They got a long history of racial things against our people in Springfield, Illinois. Now, to bring it on home, like the brother said, that's a ritual. What they was bringing out is that couldn't even been an initiation into a higher ranking in some kind of white supremacist satanic order or church. Kill a nigga woman and you go up the ranks. Because they went into the tattoos, the racist tattoos they had on. They had all kinds of skulls and the Norsemen and different things that go back to the satanic ritualistic energy
Pagan.
that they was tattooed on their body.
Right.
So that could have been some kind of initiation. Yeah, you might go to jail, but you're still gonna be rewarded
Right.
if you go to jail at all.
And then the cherry on top is, even though it's known as Jesus, but we know it's Yahushua.
Right.
The Most High, Yahushua, know that you're invoking his name.
Right,
She's rebuking him,
right.
and that's what the trigger point was. That's what really got him.
That made him.
You better fucking not, I swear to God, I'll fucking straight your fucking face. Talk the fucking pot.
Yeah.
Even though she said Jesus, but it not only triggered them, it probably pissed them the hell off.
Right.
Because it tells you how Like a whore hates that's in Apocrypha, we'll find it in a minute. Like a whore hates a virtuous or righteous woman,
Right.
so does wickedness hate righteousness.
Right.
So that demon got triggered in him and it got him angry.
Yeah,
Psalm 65 and 5.
He even told him, he said, yo, I'm gonna plug you,
Yeah,
he said, I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
There's the book
Yeah.
of Psalms, chapter 65, verse 5. Like I said, that's short through the video. You can do an hour, 2 hour cut. There's
Yeah.
so many layers up in there.
Right.
Like it happened quick, but there's so many layers to it. Read, King. Book of Psalms, chapter 65, verse 5. By telling me things. But look, I'm gonna make everybody mad. It's a good thing that happened to Sonia Massey. That's a good thing. But what you bring up for, elder? But no, because listen, you have to see this devil for who he is. He's got to be in his raw form. And a lot of you niggas still ain't gonna see it.
Right.
A lot of you niggas gonna say, like they said in Springfield, the black leadership. No, we don't want no. We're calling for calm now.
Calm down.
Calm down now. We're calling for calm. We're calling for calm.
Let the wheels of justice take its head.
Let the wheels of justice turn.
Yeah, let the wheels of justice turn.
I heard what you got, kid. Yo, chef, what up? You out? Okay. Some chicken? Okay, good. Right, good. No pork, brother. I read. By terrible things and righteousness. By terrible things and righteousness. So you might say, this is a terrible thing that happened to the sister. Don't say that, elder, about the sister. But y'all need to see the devil in his raw form. A brother hit me up, not talking about a brother, but brother hit me up on Facebook. That shoot the other day, elder, got me angry. Oh, man, I'm pissed off. Brother, where the hell you been at?
Right.
Imagine, listen, on your channel, elder on the set, right? Imagine the stories we not hearing about.
Right.
Oh, God, elder, I'm pissed off. Brother, are you reading your Bibles?
Right.
This is going to happen in a trillion times worse.
Right.
I'm acting like this the first time they killed our people. No. Okay, but I understand you mad, but you almost acting like you didn't know the devil was the devil.
Right.
You almost acting like Esau not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
I'm glad they killed Sonia Massey, so maybe you niggas can see how much the devil hates you. Read, King. Reading on. Psalm 65 and 5 again for the top. From the top. By terrible things and righteousness. Will thou answer us? Elbow on the set. Come in, Sean. Read. By terrible things. Esau, what do you think of the black woman being killed in Springfield? You don't have a care in the world, right? As long as you can gentrify downtown Brooklyn. I live in a damn 35th story apartment. Right? See that? You don't care. Read. By terrible things and righteousness. The Lord said, although it's a terrible thing, it's in righteousness. You don't want to believe the devil's the devil, so I got to show you he's the devil. You don't want to believe he hates you. What Kamala say? There's no more racism in America. Now tell me if that was a white woman boiling water, would they have blown her damn head off?
Right.
Then it said, Miss, you need help with that?
Yes.
You know, they would have sat down and ate a damn slice of apple pie.
They would have made coffee.
They would have made some
Coffee with the boiling water. We can make some coffee with that.
Right, yeah, they would have made some coffee. Really good. One more time, Salakia. By terrible things and righteousness. By terrible things and righteousness. Come on. Will thou answer us? The Lord said, I got to talk to y'all about letting terrible things happen. That's how I got to talk to y'all. I got to speak to y'all about letting bad things happen. Right, come on. Will thou answer us? Oh God of our salvation. He said, that's how you're going to talk to us. The Lord is going to talk to us by making drastic things happen. Because you don't want to wake the hell up. Come on. Who art the confidence of all the ends of earth? The Lord said he's our confidence of all the ends of the earth. See, we put our trust in the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, the God of Israel, whom the world is because God and Jesus Christ. And for the most part, those things, we avoid those things. If we do get persecuted or are persecuted, it's going to be for teaching this gospel. All right, can you look that up in the Apocrypha, like a whore, envy of a righteous woman? Somebody look that up for me. Yeah, man. Yeah. So you got 2 16. Yeah, see that? So that I refute in the name of Jesus.
Right.
That just triggered that damn demon in him.
Right.
she had said to the officer, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," which seemed to set him off. What do you think she meant? What does that mean? What was going on that you think that she would say those words to him?
I think that she feared for her life. There was some premonition that she had. And it seems like he was just an emissary of Satan.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And then he can say, well, I thought she meant she's gonna rebuke me by throwing the water on me.
Right.
Yeah, like the Esau's the devil,
Like
right?
the exorcist.
Right, Esau's the devil.
The spirit of Christ compels you.
I thought the boiling water was holy water.
Right. He turned into the exorcist.
Second up to
The
16.
spirit of Christ compels you.
The man was saying the boiling water was holy water.
Right.
Right.
His head was going to spin around like
Right. The damn Sean Grayson racist double too.
Right.
That double, they showed his mugshot. That double's a damn racist.
Right.
Tonight, live from Paris.
All right. Okay, I mean, not Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. I'm jumping the gun, ain't I? Not yet. Okay, but this is the Wednesday wake-up call where every Wednesday, most high willing, we bring out the current events tied to biblical prophecy. First, let's give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of His only begotten Son, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ. And those names are gold. In this time period that we're living in now, we're going to get into some amazing things that's happening on the planet. We're going to go local and we're going to go international. We have to go international because things that have happened in the past 24 hours are tied to biblical prophecy, and even as we speak, things are unfolding. Okay, but we are going to get the latest events going around the world. All right, first so let's get started. We got a lot to cover. So let's get to Psalm chapter 82, verse 5. Brother Dietrich, Shalom King, he's going to be reading tonight, Salakia. Hopefully everyone is going to participate, if you can, in the Wednesday night, the Thursday night fast. If now isn't a good time to do it, I don't know what is. All right, so let me get my videos together because some things are just unbelievable, yet believable. All right. So, Brother Dietrich, Shalom, can you bring that out? Psalm chapter 82, verse 5.
Shalom, Yahbashim Yahshabrakta.
Shema Shabrakta.
Psalm 82, verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are covered, of the earth are out of course.
So right now, a lot of things are out of course. Okay, and let's get to that. There's a lot of things happening. Okay, of course, we understand. Well, maybe we don't. What's going on over in the Middle East? A lot of things going on over Ukraine, but a lot of things going on in the planet, period, like the sun, earthquakes, nature, if you will. All right, the Most High is definitely showing us signs and wonders. All right, so we're going to get to that. Before we do, of course, we have to say Fair Use Act, Fair Use Act. This video is protected by Fair Use Act. This is a teaching moment. We are in the process of delivering a lesson. So Fair Use Act. All right, let's begin.
Good guys, hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Did anybody feel the earthquake that just occurred less than 45 minutes ago near Los Angeles and the Barstow, California area? Started out as a 5.1, downgraded to a 4.9 here recently. There's been 3 earthquakes just east of Barstow, California, not far from Los Angeles, where there's also brush fires in the area, large wildfires still in Northern California. There's a lot going on in case you guys hadn't noticed. And I want to touch on some more things that are going on with the increase in solar activity. Looking at the last 7 days of solar flare activity, you can see almost every day there's been at least an M-class solar flare here in the last 12 hours. We saw an X-class solar flare. We've got several inbound CMEs that I want to talk about here in just a minute. A lot of this solar activity could be responsible for the earthquakes that we're seeing, the severe weather that we're seeing. Saw flash flooding yesterday in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. The governor up in Montana declared a disaster area for Missoula, Montana, as they saw 109-mile-an-hour winds. I received video footage from the area sent in by Mary Gunter. This occurred back on the night of 7/24 of 2024. There was a wildfire that was started due to the high winds. 109-mile-an-hour gusts were recorded. You're going to see large trees toppled over on top of houses and into power lines. Very large trees completely uprooted, as you're going to see here in just a moment. Some of these trees, as you can see right there, fell into power lines. They dealt with power outages. Again, the governor declared Missoula a disaster area following winds as strong as a Category 2 hurricane. Once again, in Missoula, Montana, there's a large tree right there, completely broken in half, laying across the road. That was an intersection. You saw the stop sign right there. There's another area. You're going to see more down trees, just a lot of widespread damage in the Missoula area. They're still trying to get cleaned up from the very powerful winds. Once again, gusts being recorded as high as 109 miles per hour. And right here, you can see a very large lightning bolt that made contact with the ground. And looking at this chart, you can see, once again, the solar activity has been steadily climbing for the last 7 days. And I think it's got the earth all stirred up regarding earthquakes and wildfires. There was a 4.5 earthquake in southwestern Utah. There's been earthquakes up in the northeastern part of the United States, in Maine, up in the Quebec area, and even an earthquake in northern New Jersey. Here's a look at the Soho Lasco C3. There was recently an X flare here in the last 18 hours that was earth directed following the Cannibal CME. So right now, as I do this video, there are 4 CMEs headed directly towards the earth that could rival the great solar storm of May 10th of 2024, being considered one of the most intense aurora storms in the last 500 years. What's coming our way could rival that storm. So be prepared here in the next 24 hours for more northern lights that could dip down into the mid latitudes. The last time we saw one of these amazing storms, and coming up, you're going to see the X flare right there. And that could not be more squarely aimed at planet Earth. This is the Earth facing side of the sun, and that's the most recent solar activity. And coming up, you're going to see the CMEs that were produced by those very powerful solar flares. There are 4 headed towards the earth. The earth is the green dot right there. Again, there are 4 headed towards the earth. The first 2 are difficult to see because that involves the Cannibal CME. We're going to take a closer look right here. I'll zoom in and you can count them. Okay, here we go. There's the first 2. This is the Cannibal CME right here where my mouse is at. So there's 2 right there. I'm going to step it forward slowly, and you're going to see the Cannibal CME, which is simply 2 CMEs joining forces. So you got 2 CMEs now leading the way, and there are 2 CMEs following the Cannibal CME. So there are 4 CMEs total headed directly towards planet Earth. And that energy from all of those CMEs is supposed to arrive tonight. just after midnight Universal Time. So that would be sometime this evening. We could see another aurora outbreak, a global outbreak that could rival the last storm that we just saw. Looking at the most recent solar activity, there's the X flare that occurred less than 24 hours ago, followed by two very strong M flares. This one was almost an X class itself, and there's currently one underway right now as I do this video. So the sun is very active. Looking at the earth facing side of the sun, you can see it's just simply loaded with sunspots and active regions that are obviously capable of producing X-class solar flares that were detected almost immediately by the ionosphere that created high latitude radio blackouts and interference. Looking at the Parker spiral, once again, you can see the collection of CMEs that are earthbound. Once again, the green dot is the Earth, the red dot is stereo A, and the blue dot represents stereo B. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. A little bit of earthquake activity along the northeastern entrance. Pretty quiet all in all across the supervolcano caldera, an absence of data at Old Faithful. And I have an aviation update. We've been following airplane incidents for the last week, and there have been 8 in total in the last 8 days. We can add 2 more to the list. These involved helicopters over in Japan. 3 U.S. military helicopters made an emergency landing on Sunday in Japan. And then there was a helicopter that made an unfortunate crash landing in Japan. Both incidents occurred on the 28th, and this incident unfortunately involved fatalities. So 2 more aviation incidents. Looking at the wildfire situation over here in the Pacific Northwest and Canada, still the skies are just absolutely overwhelmed with wildfire smoke, especially out here in Northern California. Here's a look at some of the wildfire smoke video footage sent in by Cheryl Morrow from Northern California, 7/25 of 2024. This is the Park Fire near Chico, California. You can see how thick the wildfire smoke is in the Chico, California area. That is an ominous looking sky, brownish orange, very thick wildfire smoke. And it looks very similar over here at Zoom.Earth, a very thick plume of wildfire smoke originating from the Northern California area. And once again, if the skies are clear in your location, be on the lookout for auroras tonight, as we have 4 CMEs headed directly towards the Earth. If they do make contact with the Earth, like the last ones did back in May of 2024, these CMEs could create global auroras that might rival the storm that we saw just a couple of months ago. Thanks for watching. Have a super day.
All right. So if the Earth could talk, saying, hey man, you better get ready. All right, this stuff's serious. So everything from wildfires to cannibal CMEs. So the solar flares, there's so many solar flares that the solar flares are getting eaten up by other solar flares and becoming massive solar flares. So as of yesterday, I don't think they have arrived as of yet, but they could be arriving today. It affects people differently. Some people might, be tired and sleep more. Some people might have a whole lot of energy, but with Esau, it is radiation. So it's radiation hitting, our atmosphere and cooking these Edomites who are deficient of melanin. So the Most High is, as they're looking up and taking pictures and everything, they're being cooked, yeah. So along with that, there's earthquakes all over the place, a large earthquake over there in California. There's been a 2.2 earthquake in New Jersey, which doesn't get earthquakes. And yeah, it's a lot going on. Okay, so let's keep going because we don't want to just stay there. There has been the Olympics started up in France, and France took that time to show the world how what a pervert Esau is, a degenerate. So for the whole world to see, so a lot of people are fairly upset, but this is Esau's nature, you know what I mean? Can't stop the his natural state of being. Okay, so let's get Job chapter 30 and verse 26. And we're going to watch. I mean, I have to give a disclaimer, it's fairly disgusting, you know what I mean? What we're about to watch, we haven't seen it as of yet. They mocked the Last Supper by putting a whole bunch of transformers in the place of the apostles and a large overweight Amalekite female as Yahushua. I don't think the Most High was happy with that. He shut off their lights, and it was darkness in Paris. And we're gonna talk about that as well. Can you bring that out? Job chapter 30 and verse 26.
This is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 26. It's like in verse 26. When I looked for good, then evil came unto me. And when I waited for light, there came darkness.
And Yahushua brought, the Most High, Yahushua, judgment, literal darkness. Okay. But you know what I mean? You try to watch the Olympics, you see, of course, Jake's all in there. You know what I mean? You got the basketball team, all Jake just demolishing every team that steps up. Simone Biles getting the gold. You got track and fields. Notice it's all us. If we were like, oh, you only make up 13% of the population, but we're making up like 90% of the Olympics and probably like 90% of the gold. You know what I mean? As far as, some sports that we haven't been involved in because, due to our locations of redlining, you know what I mean, in the ghettos across America, we don't have access to some of these things that they have, like I can't even name it because I didn't watch the Olympics, but I'm just saying, we're at the bobsled team. I know that's the Winter Olympics, but there's no bobsled team in the hood unless, Jamaica, they crushed it. You know what I'm saying? The Jamaica bobsled team. But yeah, we're you can see we're the salt of the earth. You know what I mean? Be aware of that. But check out Esau and what they tried to show to the world. And the Most High shut off their lights.
Reached out to ceasefire. The president doubled down on their decision to part ways with the Olympics.
Well, I love Lady Gaga and Celine Dion, but I thought it was very disrespectful and sacrilegious.
Mississippians are responding to the Paris Olympics open ceremony. The ceremony not only getting backlash from viewers, but also local companies. Ceasefire went to social media announcing that they are pulling advertising from the Olympics. The technology company feeling like the sporting event made a mockery of the Last Supper.
I think that's a great idea.
Many called it a woke parody of Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper. It was shocking. On X, Elon Musk claimed the performance was extremely disrespectful to Christians, and I'm inclined to agree. Remember what happened with Charlie Hebdo. I can't imagine any other faith taking this lying down. The whole thing was bizarre.
Men in wigs front and center at the Olympic Games. No one ever tell me this group is oppressed or marginalized again. Elon Musk. This was extremely disrespectful to Christians. Radio host Clint Russell said there are 2.4 billion Christians on earth, and apparently the Olympics wanted to declare loudly to all of them right out of the gate, not welcome. It's so bizarre.
Some believe a portion of the Olympic Open was emulating the final meal Jesus shared with his disciples before his crucifixion, saying what they saw during the performance does not align with Christian values at all.
I think it's just indicative of how the people tend to criticize a Christian's religion rather than any other religion. It wouldn't have flown if it had been against the Muslim religion or another religion.
There's the image there of them parodying. Lots of people have parodied that image. But it's also just, and then we got the blue Smurf.
I mean, even the normies in my football team are like, what is that? I mean, do you know what that is, Josh?
It's a Greek god of Dionysus or the whatever.
Dionysian celebration of
Greek of and that's actually not a drag queen. That's just a normal French woman.
What's the theme here? What's the reasoning here in your estimation, Paul?
Absolutely. I mean, look, let's just say this, they're not going to be doing this to any other religion. As a Christian myself, I find this highly offensive, all the stuff they're doing. I mean, beyond that, we have children that are watching the Olympics. Children love watching the Olympics. I wouldn't want my future children watching what I just saw.
A ceremony that looks as if it had been created by someone on a serious acid trip. It was a very watery event which began on the River Seine with 85 boats.
Marking the official start of the 33rd Summer Olympics. Mother Nature may have rained on Paris's parade, but couldn't undo 7 years of preparation. A drenching rain unable to dampen the spirits of the Olympians taking part.
Attended by an estimated 600,000 spectators, it was a 4-hour show full of technical glitches, bad audio and near torrential rain, with people joking that they really needed to stop the boats. 4 o'clock, let's welcome again my panel. Broadcaster and columnist Lizzie Cundy, as a former Labour Party advisor Matthew Lauser. Lizzie Cundy, I'm starting with you. Did you manage to observe the opening ceremony?
Sadly, I did. The building down there is still on. The building down there, but everything else there's no lights. All the building. Statistically, in France, there are over 1,000 attacks, anti-Christian attacks every year. That's an average of about 3 per day. So this isn't something new for France. We've seen all the damage that they've done to the church across France, the fires that they've been setting in Christian Catholic churches all across the country. Not only that, France is got the highest terrorist rate in all of Europe. Currently standing at, I looked at the statistics, but they're fleeting at the moment. But it's higher than any other country. They're honestly a mess. And I think the reason why is because the more that you unravel and reject Christianity, which is what built the West, the more you're going to get this pagan crap shoved in your face. Did they not think that would insult the Christian faith? Did they not think of that?
Well, listen, whether it's even makes me laugh.
I actually think it's appalling what they did. And I don't know who was in charge, but the French state should really have a good look at themselves today, because my friends that are also Jewish and other people who haven't got faith even said, why? Why did they do that?
We are in such an upside down world that the truth is somehow harmful and bigoted. It's hate speech. In fact, our ad that was banned from TikTok, it was banned. We were told it was hate speech because we encouraged women and girls to stand up for themselves. That's hate speech in this upside down world. It's crazy.
All right. Yes, truth is hate speech, apparently. Okay. Even Elon Musk said this is the attack on Christianity. Elon Musk for Halloween wore a costume that had the Baphomet on the front of his chest. So anytime Elon Musk, who's an obvious Satanist, says that, then it pretty much was, but we don't need Elon Musk to tell us that, do we? Okay. So that's what happened at the opening of the Olympics. The Most High cut their lights out and they were in the dark, Who knows what happened while the lights were out? A lot can happen during that time period. The Most High works quick. As you know, Yahushua was the death angel, and at night he took out the firstborn of the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians. Okay. So let's get Exodus chapter 8, verse 21. We see that the earth is all out of whack, forest fires, sun explosions, earthquakes, and Esau just doubling down on his wickedness. All right, so something happened that was significant in Rhode Island a few days ago, dealing with dragonflies. Now, I know what you're saying. Dragonflies, they're not harmful or anything. We're going to look at the symbolic aspect of a massive amount of dragonflies invading an Edomite beach, okay? Let's get that. Exodus chapter 8 and verse 21.
Salaki.
Khan, go ahead.
Yeah, Elon Musk, he against it because, his son is a teenager. He's a transgender now, so Elon Musk, he's very upset about that. That's why he moved from California over to Texas, because they allowed him to do it. While he was and didn't tell him that his son wanted to change from being a male to a female.
I heard about that. Yeah, and then very vocal about how he, she, whatever was treated by him. So that's
Yeah,
one thing he gets, you know what I mean? Yeah, proclaiming allegiance to Baphomet, and here goes your son wanting to be a female or vice versa, or whatever that thing, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. So all praise to the Most High. That's swift judgment. God, why to bring that out?
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 8, verse 21. Else, if thou would not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and into the houses. And the houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are.
So this is a plague that happened in ancient Egypt. And pertaining to 2nd Ezra 15 and 11, there's going to be plagues. There's going to be more plagues. You know what I'm saying? So these are flies, but these are dragonflies. And you're going to see the significance of this, the dragon's very much all up in the scriptures, you know what I mean? Throughout Revelation, during the times of Esther, you know, the dream Mordecai and Haman being the two great dragons. But also, we're going to look into the dragons of Arabia. Okay, we're going to get into that as well. But here we are on the Edomite beach. That might be Jake right there. I mean, I'm not saying there's no Jake in Rhode Island, but they pretty much got overwhelmed by a plethora of dragonflies. Can you read next verse, Slakia?
Come on, verse 22. And I will sever in that day the land of the Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, to the end thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth.
So the Most High, like, we need everybody to come together. Most High don't like that. Most High want a separation. He said, y'all stay in Goshen. Everybody else gonna get these flies. All right. Go ahead, can you read verse 23?
23. And I will put a division between my people and thy people. Tomorrow shall this be Slaki. Tomorrow shall this sign be.
Khan. Okay, so this is footage of the massive swarm of dragonflies that invaded a beach in Rhode Island. With of course, some background information with Dragonfly Jones.
Sorry. Got no money. Huh? Hold on, let me try. My light's about to get cut off. Have you been practicing on your art? You know you're way in the dark. Sorry. Sorry. Somebody done told as I will attack, and disable my obedient servant. Benjamin! Jackie, before we do this, we need to talk about my check, man. I got your full plaque, gonna cut off my phone. I was so damn sorry to hear that. You shouldn't be on the phone anyway. You should be practicing on your art. Now get over there, boy. It was like that.
Hilarious.
All eyes on me.
All right, so that's something you really don't see every day. You know what I mean? Massive amount of dragonflies just coming out of the ocean and ruining your day at the beach, you know? But there's some things you just got to expect in these last days, meaning expect the unexpected. Okay? And I don't think anybody could have foreseen what happened yesterday. And we're going to talk about that now. So let's get 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 20. and we are going to talk about what occurred in the so-called Middle East. A massive amount of destruction, assassinations, in multiple states. Well, Slovakia, multiple countries. Okay, Israel just decided, all right, we're done. You know what I mean? We got to understand what happened beforehand. Of course, Netanyahu came to America, was greeted like a king rather than the war criminal that he is, and spoke in front of Congress to a standing ovation. And pretty much America gave him the okay to do whatever he wants. You say, you know what? Israel has a right to exist. You know, that's what America says, right? And that just means Israel, do whatever you want. We got your back. We have warships. We have planes. We have a massive amount of Negroes that we can draft and throw into the army to sit on the front line for you. We have money. We have billions of dollars. Like Kamala Harris says, I'm not doing anything for just black people. No. That's her quote. And that's my Kamala Harris voice. And of course, she does something just for the Jewish population. So it's not like they can just, she can't separate, you know, people. I got to do it for everybody. No, she doesn't. She gives just billions of dollars. Her administration, Joe Biden administration, who knows what Joe Biden is? I mean, that guy is sitting in some old folks' home. I don't know who's running the country at this point. You know what I mean? Kamala Harris is on her tour of, campaigning to win an election. Where's Joe Biden? Who's running the country? You know what I'm saying? This is literally the Titanic where you're looking at the captain. The captain's like, I don't know where, or the second in command, like, I don't know where the captain's at. And then they look for the second in command, like, well, I don't know where the second command's at. Hey man, you know, yeah, how was I gonna have to take the wheel on this one? But anyway, so he came over to Congress, got a standing ovation, and pretty much gave the green light to do whatever he wants. And apparently that green light he took full advantage of, as we're going to see in these next few videos. Can you bring that out? 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 20.
Come, this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 20. Behold, says God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the thing that they have done to them.
And turn themselves one against another. Libanus, you look up that name, means Lebanon. Lebanon's been in the news. So let's see what happened in Lebanon.
Fox News Alert, back to the breaking news now. Let's go straight to Trey Yingst. He's got an update for us on this targeted attack on the Hezbollah commander in Lebanon, a suburb outside of it. What are we learning now, Trey?
Yes, Sandra, good afternoon. At this moment, Israeli media is reporting that Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu arrived at the Kiryat, Israel's version of the Pentagon, here in Tel Aviv just moments ago for a situational assessment. We are following those reports from Reuters that indicate the target of this Israeli strike in southern Beirut may not have been eliminated. Sources telling Fox News that
Slocky, this happened immediately coming out. So it's like the breaking news. He was eliminated. Let's continue.
they are still gathering information on the success level of this strike. There are some reports that indicate Israeli forces do remain on high alert in the north in case Hezbollah decides to respond to this strike. But remember, while the Israelis have laid out what their red line is, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, has laid out his. In recent weeks, he's given interviews indicating that if Israel strikes Beirut, he would respond by striking Tel Aviv. Again, these are often threats and propaganda that are put out into the media by Hezbollah amid the ongoing war with Israel. But some of the threats that Hezbollah makes, they often actually conduct.
As we saw earlier today, as sirens were sounding across the northern part of this country, rockets and drones being fired over the border, killing one Israeli civilian earlier today. And of course, that tragic rocket attack on Saturday that killed 12 young Druze civilians in the northern part of the Golan Heights. What the Israelis say is a direct response, this strike in southern Beirut against this top Hezbollah commander earlier today. And again, the latest that we can report, according to Israeli media, is that Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has arrived just moments ago at the Kiryat, Israel's version of the Pentagon here in Tel Aviv, to hold situational assessments and determine whether or not this strike in Beirut was successful. Sandra, John.
All right, Trey Yanks for us with the latest from Jerusalem. Trey, thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Okay, so we're gonna find out what happened before to cause this strike in Beirut. And also keep in mind, well, matter of fact, let's watch the video first and I'll come back to it.
Israel conducting overnight strikes in Lebanon in response to a deadly attack in northern Israel that it blamed on Iran-backed Hezbollah.
A rocket attack killed 12 people and children and teenagers who were playing on a soccer field.
Fox's Trey Yanks reports amid concerns the attack could escalate into a much larger regional conflict.
The region now bracing for the Israeli response to that deadly rocket attack in the Golan Heights. Earlier today, we spoke with one family who lost a little 11-year-old girl. The cousin of 11-year-old Alma Fakir Eldin weeps as she clutches her photo. It's all that she has left of the young Druze child, one of 12 people killed in Saturday's Hezbollah rocket attack. At their family home, Alma's father stands in her bright pink room.
This was her schoolwork. This is the cost and Germany.
Eliminate Hezbollah. That's it. That's what I want. Ayman Fakir al-Din says.
What do you remember about her most?
When she was alive or when I had to collect the pieces of her, he responds. With a population of just 11,000 people, the trauma of this attack affected every resident of Mashdal Shams, a Druze community in the Golan Heights that held a large funeral today for the dead.
The grief that Mashdal Shams is experiencing collectively right now is unimaginable. There are 12 young members of their community being buried in the aftermath of this horrific Hezbollah rocket attack.
At the scene of the attack, teams are still going inch by inch, searching for any remains of those killed. Between the shrapnel, bikes, and scooters, a crater marks the site of the massacre. The wounded and the dead were children wearing sports gear. This first responder says it's a disaster. The Israeli cabinet met tonight to determine what the response will be to this deadly attack. Israeli security officials tell Fox News it is not a question of if Israel will respond, but rather when and where. In Mashdal.
Okay, so we saw what the response was. Well, in fact, we saw part of the response. We'll get the other half momentarily. Okay, so one thing is this. I was in a room, right, of journalists, Arab journalists, you know what I'm saying? I kind of slid up in that joint, right? And it was, listening to what they were saying. They were saying that the people that died in the Golan Heights were actually Arabs. They're not Jewish people at all. The thing was, they have been, the occupied region of the Golan Heights, meaning it was Syrian, but the Israelis took it. So they said the people that died were actually Syrians. Now, whether that's true or not, probably is, because there would be a great false flag to, everybody else in the world's like, oh man, they blew up the Jews, man, or the Jewish people. This is ridiculous. We got to protect these people. But in actuality, it was a false flag. They just blew up some Syrian Arabs, really, you got like Edomites in there, but not their people. Do you know what I'm saying? That would be a plus. Got some of them out of there, and now the whole world's condemning because they were just children. They were playing soccer and everything of that nature. So, regardless, it opened up a whole can of worms, if you will. Okay, that blowing up that soccer field ended up being that retaliation was a targeted attack on Beirut, and one of the leaders of Hezbollah, I think like number 2 in line or whatever, died in that attack along with other people. You know, they don't care about the collateral damage, but they got somebody that was very high up in the Hezbollah ladder. And Hezbollah said, of course, we're going to retaliate. But wait, there's more. All right. Let's bring out the next verse, 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 21. Oh, Bashar.
2nd Ezra 15, verse 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus says the Lord God.
So what they've been doing to us, you know, they drop bombs on Philadelphia, drop bombs on Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know, all types. We talked about the agenda, you know what I mean, during the Sabbath classes as far as biological warfare and all this stuff that they've been doing to us. Well, it's coming back on them, you know what I mean? And as far as the Arab goes, they were extremely vicious during the sub-Saharan slave trade, which is still going on. Okay, so y'all be all right. Now, let's go down to verse 26, and we're going to talk more regarding the other strike that Israel took down. So this is all biblical prophecy. We talked about Lebanon. Now we're going to get further in. Can you go down to 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 26?
Come, 2nd Ezra 15, 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction.
So that's what they have to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? Like it says in Job, the wicked, their hope is giving up the ghost. Their hope is dying. You know what I'm saying? So he's delivering up right now to death and destruction. Destruction is taking place. Death is imminent at this point. Over there, these heathen nations, they're actually killing each other. Okay, all praises. Go ahead, read verse 27.
27. For now are the plagues come unto the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For God shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him.
The plagues are coming through the whole earth. Not going to be delivered. Not going to be, all right, let's slow down. Let's take it one step at a time at this point. These countries are really upset because these were high-ranking. The Hezbollah, it was only a matter of time before Israel and Hezbollah got it on, so to speak, right? But Iran was, saying some things on the sideline. Look, don't play with Hezbollah because you play with them, we jumping in this thing. Israel said, well, we ain't gonna wait for you to jump in this thing. We gonna take y'all out as well. But these plagues gonna remain in the earth, not going anywhere. Okay, go ahead, read next verse.
28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
It's getting bad. Right now, you're seeing not the president, Kulamani, what's his name? Salakia. But the spiritual leader of Iran, you know what I mean? He said, look, we're gonna strike back. Okay. And we're gonna get to that. I didn't play the video as of yet, but matter of fact, let's play it now. Well, why wait, right? So hold that. We're gonna read the rest of that. But once, I don't want to keep talking about Lebanon, but you also have Iran involved.
So let's just go back to that breaking news we brought to you a few minutes ago, that the political leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, we're getting reports, has been killed in Iran. That's according to statements from Hamas and Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Iran state TV is also reporting he's been assassinated in Tehran. So let me repeat that because this is a big story. The political leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, has been killed in Iran. That's according to statements from both Hamas and Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Iran state TV is also reporting that he has been assassinated in the Iranian capital. Well, Ismail Haniyeh, the political leader of Hamas, has now died at the age of 62. Jalid Aga takes a look back at Haniyeh's life and the events which shaped him into one of the most prominent Palestinian political figures.
This is what happened to the Al-Shati refugee camp in northern Gaza during Israel's war in 2023. It's where Ismail Haniyeh was born. He was the son of Palestinian parents who were forcibly displaced from their home in what is now Ashkelon after the State of Israel was created in 1948. Haniyeh experienced firsthand the challenges faced by millions of Palestinians in their search for statehood, but his future and influence would turn out to be different than most.
And we got to keep in mind with the Palestinians, it's like, oh, look at that. That's terrible. Look at what they did to Gaza. That's their home. But what the thing is, they know that those Jewish people in Israel aren't the real Jews. You know, Ahmadinejad, the former president of Iran, brought that out. He knew they weren't the real Jews. So it's kind of like common knowledge over there. They're just not saying who are the real Jews, because if they do say it's us, which it is, then they can't live in that land either. Okay, so they're both complicit, and now they're killing each other, and we're watching. All right, I don't have any popcorn because I'm fasting right now, but if I did, trust me, I'd be eating it. Let's go.
يتحمل مسؤوليتها. Americans take responsibility for giving unlimited cover to this enemy to commit to these massacres, war crimes, and genocide.
In 1987, Haniyeh graduated from the Islamic University of Gaza. The same year, a Palestinian mass uprising began against Israel's occupation, also known as the First Intifada. In its efforts to liberate Palestine, the group Hamas was founded, and among its younger members, Ismail Haniyeh. His journey would soon become linked to the rise of the Palestinian group. Israel imprisoned Haniyeh several times for taking part in protests against the occupation. After serving his longest 3-year sentence, he was deported to southern Lebanon, along with hundreds of Hamas members. Haniyeh returned to Gaza in 1993 after the signing of the Oslo Accords and became a close confidant of Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, the founder of Hamas. Together, they survived an Israeli assassination attempt, though Yassin was killed months later. His rise to prominence came in 2006, when Hamas participated in the Palestinian legislative elections. The group won a parliamentary majority, making Haniyeh Prime Minister of the Palestinian Authority. But his appointment angered the international community, who halted aid to the PA, placing the governing body under severe financial strain. Hamas is classified by many Western nations as a terrorist organization. Months of conflict between factions led to President Mahmoud Abbas dismissing Haniyeh and dissolving his government. This would result in an independent Hamas-led government in the Gaza Strip, headed by Haniyeh.
This seizure should not break our will and should not turn this conflict into an internal Palestinian conflict, and that conflict should be against the parties that impose the siege against the Palestinian people.
In 2019, having voluntarily stepped down, Haniyeh left Gaza and began living abroad, for which he faced substantial scrutiny. Haniyeh faced criticism for his absence from the Strip during Israel's war on Gaza in 2023. He led Hamas's diplomacy from a number of locations as civilians were massacred in the Strip. Ismail Haniyeh's influence on the history and politics of Palestine will likely stay for years to come, and for many, he will remain a symbol of resistance in the face of occupation and adversity.
So let me just give you that breaking news again now. The political leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, has been killed in Iran. That's according to statements from Hamas and Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Iran State TV is also reporting that he's been assassinated in the Iranian capital. So let me just repeat that for you. The political leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, has been killed in Iran. We're getting statements both from Hamas and Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Iran State TV also reporting that he's been killed in the Iranian capital. Let's head to central Gaza now and speak to.
All right, so that's significant. You know, when you had the Slovakia, you know when Soleimani was killed by Donald Trump in 2020, the things that happened after that, they bombed a U.S. air base, gave him, you know, told him this is going to happen, you know, and even now they said they're going to wait till after the funeral to strike back, which is strange during a war. You know what I mean? You don't really want to tell the enemy when you're going to strike, but I think really Iran doesn't care because they have such sophisticated missiles and drones. You know what I'm saying? Notice last time they struck Israel, it came out, oh, we shot down 99% of their drones and 90% of their missiles or whatever they said, right? Of course, that's Western propaganda. But a lot of those drones were, you know, throwaways. You know what I mean? You could shoot the drones with your Iron Dome missiles, which is very expensive. These are like $300 drones or whatever. You know what I mean? They're not expensive at all. They're the older drones. They have a lot more modern equipment that they haven't used, and apparently they're waiting for the perfect time. So America, of course, helped them. Israel talks about how they do everything themselves and we don't need America. But of course, every time they get in trouble, who you gonna call, right? The American tax dollars. And that's where all our money is going, to fight wars in countries we've never set foot in. So, but Iran did hit every target they wanted to hit. They wanted to hit an airport. They wanted to hit a safe house. They hit every target they wanted to. So after all those drones were getting shot down by the Iron Dome missiles, then they shot the real missiles, which, you know, will break apart, and the Iron Dome might hit the part that falls off, and then it has a booster. So in case another missile comes to try to stop it, it's pretty much unstoppable, their missile program. So they're telling you, look, this is when we're going to strike you, and what are you going to do about it? All right, so of course, Israel's going to have to respond. So it looks like we're having a regional war, and Hezbollah is going to respond. So from all angles, Israel's about to get bombed back to the Stone Age, Most High willing. All right, can you read the next verse? What's that, 29, Baba Kashar?
Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 29. Where the nation of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
So it just, you know, as I was writing this, I'm like, hold up, the dragonflies, the dragons of Arabia being carried with the wind, all these chariots over there. So America and Israel is actually in a lot of trouble. And I don't know if they realize that or not, but they're going to get the full wrath, apparently. So this is what I've been hearing, because I told you I kind of slid into the journals, the journalist, the Arabian journalist conversation, and you know, was listening in, and they're like, yo, we're not playing, you know, we gave them a pass. Remember, Iran bombed Israel, and then Israel retaliated, and Iran was like, oh, that wasn't a big retaliation, so we're not going to do anything. The Arab countries were upset, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, no, they've been doing this for years, bomb them back. So now that they realize that, you know, Amalek can't be trusted, he's a psychopath, then they're gonna have to really, you know, put the hurting on him. Okay, go ahead, can read the next verse.
Verse 30. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come, and join battle with them. and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
So the Carmanians, when you look up that word, right? Carmane, it's a city in Iran. All right. It's defined as a fertile province in ancient Persia, located in the northern shores of the Persian Gulf. So that's biblical prophecy that the Iranians are now jumping into this war. Lebanon first. Here you go with the Iranians. And you know, I'm just thinking back to those dragonflies coming on the shores of Rhode Island, you know what I mean? To, you know, a predominantly Edomite state and just overflowing them, you know what I'm saying? So this is with the chariots. It's just symbolic, rather. Salaki, it's symbolic, okay? Go ahead, can you read, and the Assyrians, right? The land of the Assyrians, and you read Isaiah 10:5, it's the rod of mine anger, you know what I'm saying? So the Assyrians, that had to be the Assyrians, but the rod of the Most High's anger, okay? It's sometimes talked about as Esau, you know what I'm saying? All right. Go ahead, can you read the next verse 31.
31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remember their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them.
And so they're gonna have the upper hand because they're gonna realize, hold on, I'm a wild man. You know what I mean? They're all I'm running for political office, and look at them wearing suits and all this other stuff. Like, what am I doing? I'm Ishmael. I'm a psychopath. I blow myself up to make a point. So am I talking it out with these guys, and you know what I mean, trying to negotiate and all this stuff. You know, we're gonna see how far we're gonna go with the next strike. No, you got bombs, you got missiles, use them, because you know, what's name's not gonna stop. Amalek's not gonna stop. All right. So beautiful times on the way. Let's go to Exodus chapter 7 and verse 21. Most High willing, everything's still here as far as lights, camera action. We're going to talk more about this on the Sabbath. You know what I mean? Because a lot of stuff might happen tonight. And then the fact that you have a whole bunch of Israelites fasting tonight, man, who knows what's going to happen? All right. Let's bring that out. Exodus chapter 7 and verse 21. We're going to talk about what else is going on in the world. Go ahead, bring it out.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 7 and 21. And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt.
So let's see what happened in New Jersey. You know what I mean? Like, the short for what they call New Jerusalem, right? That's where the word New Jersey comes from.
Those are not rocks along that shoreline. Take a look at this. Those are hundreds of dead fish making for a
Slakia, New Jerusalem in Babylon, not our New Jerusalem. This is Babylonian New Jerusalem. Continue.
gross and smelly situation down the shore. Residents there are dealing with quite a situation. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Donovan. The fish kill is in Little Egg Harbor Township on the southern tip of Ocean County by Kentucky and Louisiana Avenues. That's where we find New Jersey reporter Ryan Hughes. So, Ryan, what have you learned so far?
Oh my gosh, Jim, as soon as you drive onto this street right here, you get a whiff of that nasty and just terrible smell in the air.
I'm sure it does. So a whole bunch of tons of dead fish. That has to smell bad. I don't know if, you know, summer vacations down there is going to be a good idea when you're throwing up all over the place because the amount of dead fish, you know what I'm saying? That is it smells fishy down there, if you will. Let's get Hosea 4:3 on deck. Hosea chapter 4, verse 3.
Here, take a look behind me. The only way to describe it is absolutely disgusting. That's what neighbors have been telling us. And I want to point out that boat right there. It almost looks like it ran aground into the sand. Nope, that is dead fish floating all around it in this lagoon. We just spoke with neighbors over the past hour. They tell me they first started noticing all these dead fish in the lagoon on Saturday afternoon. As you mentioned, this is at Kentucky and Louisiana Drives on Osborne Island in Little Egg Harbor Township. Neighbors say they can smell the rotten smell inside their homes. They, of course, can't sit outside right now. And the dead fish have also been attracting a large number of seagulls to this area. Right now, it's not exactly clear what caused this fish kill, but we're told this also happened last year, and neighbors say something needs to be done about it. Take a listen to two neighbors describing this disgusting fishy situation.
It's uncomfortable. You don't really want to spend time outside. People normally are like, you know, coming down here for the summers and they're swimming, but you can't do that right now.
It's awful. It's like non-stop, and with the wind, it just keeps blowing and blowing. So the smell's not going to go away until the fish are out of here. So it's going to be a long time of us smelling this rotten, dead fish smell.
And back live, Jim, you mentioned hundreds of dead fish. I would say possibly thousands of dead fish. The smell is just overwhelming out here. We did reach out to New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection for some more information, possibly trying to figure out exactly what caused this. They told us they are aware of the situation and they will get back to me. We also reached out to the township and the mayor, but have not heard back. And sometimes the smell is so bad you have to put a mask on. Again, we've been speaking with neighbors. They say on Saturday, this was so much worse, but the smell is still really bad. They have to stay inside their homes. We're going to go speak to another neighbor in just a short time. But again, they just want something to be done about this because they say it also happened last year. We are live this afternoon.
And you know, one thing that you can count on is that Esau has an answer for everything. So as soon as, oh, that's just what happens when the red algae goes into the blue algae and then it kills all the fish. And then they'll say something like, well, the oxygen levels in the water are extremely low, so that's why all the fish died. Now they're like, man, I don't know. All right, what do you want from me? This happens every year. It happened last year. I don't know. What do you want? What do you want from me? I ain't got no answers. You know what I'm saying? So all praise to the Most High. It's just it's falling apart. Also the seagulls, man, them seagulls is aggressive. If you ever been to New Jersey, one dude he ripped off a damn seagull's head because it took his child's ice cream or food or something like that, and he got arrested for it. But those seagulls are very aggressive. You ever seen the movie Birds with Alfred Hitchcock? That's like every time you go to the boardwalk with those daggone seagulls, they'll run up on you. You know what I mean? They're Jersey seagulls. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Yeah, I took your hot dog. So what? And then they'll go over there and fight over the hot dog, and then they'll wait for you to buy another one. They'll take that one. So now all the seagulls are down there. So if they come outside with an ice cream cone, barely, you know, throwing up because of the smell of the fish, the dead fish, them seagulls gonna take the ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They come with bags of groceries, them seagulls will jump you and take your groceries. They're Jersey seagulls. That's what they do. All right, let's bring that out. Hosea chapter 4 and verse 3. Shout out to everybody from Jersey.
Here come. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 3. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fish of the sea also shall be taken away.
Yes. Well, that's prophecy. Okay. You know what I mean? We got some powerful brothers and sisters living in the state of New Jersey, and you know, the Most High is showing all types of signs and wonders. You know what I'm saying? Be amazed. You know what I'm saying? All praise to the Most High. It's a beautiful time. All right, so let's get Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9. I don't know if this is Jake. I don't know if it was 10 tribes, but I do know one thing. We have to control our anger in these last days. We have to be very aware of said the seagulls, and they're bad in Detroit also. That is the Detroit seagulls. Man, they wilding, I'm sure. We had to be very aware of our emotions. Can't have that attitude. Oh, I wish a nigga would. Like, I know we grew up with that attitude, me as well. But also I had some very detailed dreams that, you know, not going back and forth with people, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, you know, you got it. You know, got to be on that. And that's not like mention or, you know what I mean, scared and, I don't want no trouble, this, that, third. It's more knowing that, you know, the Most High has your back. You know what I mean? And trusting in the Most High. Okay. Not falling into any trap. Let the Most High work things out. Let the Most High destroy this person that might bother you, cut you off in traffic, give you a hard time, try to surround you and this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Watch what the Most High does. You know what I mean? You have 5 people surround you. You trust in the Most High, he'll give them 5 heart attacks, 5 strokes, 5 lightning strikes. You know what I'm saying? Where's your faith that the Most High will do this for you? All right. That's very crucial in these last days. Like I said, I had a dream on Monday and this morning regarding the same thing. Like, yo, let me take care of this. Okay. So I'm just letting you know this is what we need to be, you know, focusing on, letting the Most High be the one that destroys our enemies. Okay. So let's bring that out though. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 9.
This shit, hold on. I watched it wrong, goddamn. Say Ecclesiastes 7 and 9.
So just keep in mind that you know, a lot of people are on their last leg. A lot of people are having the worst days of their life. They try and take it out on you. You know, what Yahweh Shai say, you know, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. You know, because it's going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they're doing. They don't know that you follow these law, statutes, commandments. They don't know that you, with those fringes you wearing mean. Most of them don't anyway, you know what I'm saying? Or don't even care, you know? But here you are on a class on Wednesday, taking down notes, reading scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Taking this thing seriously. And you think the Most High is going to allow them to do anything to you? No. What did Kamala Harris say? No. Most High ain't gonna allow that, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that we building up our fortunes in the heavens. So the Most High like, oh, no. My people down there, they good. She's good. He's good. You know, I'm gonna take them out. Okay. So let's use the Most High the way he wants us to be used. He said, I love judgment. All right. Let's bring that out though. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, and verse 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going outside, yo. If anybody do something to me, anybody look at me crazy, I'm gonna snap on them. Nah, that's that, man. You foolish right now. You got to be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? That's not tough. That's foolish. And you might be hard as a rock, but that bullet gonna go through you. You know what I'm saying? So be smart. Or that bullet would go through somebody you love, somebody you with, somebody you trying to protect. You gonna live and they gonna die. And you gonna know it's your fault because you couldn't control your emotions. All right. And just like this story we about to bring out, this guy had children in the car, young children that had to witness what happened. I'm not gonna give it away, you know what I mean? But we're gonna watch this video. But think about that. All right.
Investigators say one of the drivers clipped the other. They ended up in a parking lot and each had a gun.
One of the men had his 2 very young children in his car. They saw it all. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan has the tragic details.
Let's get Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 26 on deck. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26.
It could have been so incredibly simple, but unfortunately we have 2 people who lost their lives instead.
What started out as a simple traffic collision ended with 2 frustrated drivers shooting each other, a violent end to yet another case of road rage on SoCal freeways.
We all get angry on the road sometimes, especially these days. There's so much traffic out there and so many things going on. But this is a great example of how things can go wrong so quickly.
It started out on the 210 freeway on Saturday evening in Highland. A guy riding his motorcycle lane splitting, accidentally clipping the side of another car. But that motorcyclist didn't stop, and the driver he hit decided to take off after him. The pursuit lasting for about half a mile, ending in this parking lot on Baseline.
When they arrived in that parking lot, the man in the sedan, the suspect, began yelling at the motorcycle driver. They became confrontational. They were both armed, and a shooting occurred, and both of them ended up deceased at the end of the night.
What's even more shocking, deputies say the driver of the sedan had his two small kids in the back seat.
A 2-year-old and a 5-year-old were in the back seat of the car. Thankfully, neither of them were injured.
But because of all of this, they no longer have a father.
That's correct.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC.
Okay, so, you know, that's unfortunate, you know what I mean? Because those children, of course, are going to have to grow up seeing their father die in the street. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make better decisions. You know, like I said, I don't know if that's Jake. I don't know, you know, what the nationality of the two people that got killed. You know, it could have been two Edomites, but regardless, we got to make better decisions. Okay. Trust in the Most High. He's going to, you know, clear our path. All right. So let's bring that out. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
So you be angry, sin not. You know what I'm saying? Couple deep breaths. At the end of this lesson, I got a breathing exercise where you know, just taking deep breaths, breathing out, breathing, you know what I mean? Breathe in and breathe out. You know what I'm saying? And that's good for anxiety and stress. Okay. And we are having a lot of anxiety and stress in these last days. So it's something you might want to get in front of rather than when it does happen, you're like, oh, what's that breathing exercise? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of something you want to be acclimated to ahead of time before it starts to rain. You know, you don't want to fix a leaky roof when it's raining. You want to do it on a nice sunny day. Okay. That's just an analogy. Go ahead, you can read the next verse, verse 27.
27. Neither give place to the devil.
Because he's coming, he knows he has a short time. He's coming down with great wrath. Okay. Don't fall into the trap. Okay. And then you look at it from the perspective of this World War III that's about to pop off. The U.S. is sending warships over there to the Lebanese coast. Okay. The what's his name? Kumani Slovakia. Let me find out this dude's name. What is his name? One second, y'all. He did say, Kumani. Ayatollah Khamenei, supreme leader of Iran. All right. He said we're going to strike. Iran is going to strike inside of Israel, either in Hanif, I believe, or Tel Aviv. And Hezbollah said they're going to strike inside Tel Aviv. And that's like the heart of Israel. So all praises to the Most High is going down. So what they do during, you know, these times, they say, who's dissenting? You know what I'm saying? Who could be a problem while we're at, you know, World War III? Tell people don't go if you get drafted. Who's one of the people that ain't fighting for these crackers? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be us, the Israelites. Already you see Trump and his rhetoric. If you say anything bad about Christianity, we're gonna get you out of here. We got special things for you. You're already saying that the police is going to have pretty much immunity to do what they did to that sister Sonia Massey and everybody else that they've done killed and shot down and brutalized. Like in LA, they punched that brother in the face. He's just like, what'd I do? Boom, punched him in the face. Saw the camera, didn't care. Do you know what I'm saying? So now they're gonna have full range to do whatever they want. White supremacists will be able to do whatever they want. So knowing this, we got to make better decisions because that is part of their diabolical plans. All right, what we're gonna do is you go over there and start a fight with them. As soon as y'all start fighting, the cops is gonna pull up and just throw him in jail. The other guy could walk down the street, and then now you have him for violent, aggravated assault. He's gonna stay in jail. The judge knows we're not gonna give him any bail. Do you know what I'm saying? Or it could be like as far as assassination. You start fighting, and all of a sudden, this one guy comes up with a gun and shoots you. You know what I'm saying? Why you tussling with somebody? You know, if you look at, we talked about this before, FBI's war on Tupac and other Black leaders, this is what they've done. This is what they do. They have plans for this. All right, so we just can't fall into those traps. Okay. Go ahead.
Shalom, King.
Shalom.
Yeah, Shalom. I'm listening through Sabalana's phone.
Okay.
Did y'all hear when Trump said something about if you vote for me, you don't have to worry about the next 4 years?
Heard that.
Yeah.
I did too.
What the hell does the man mean by that?
He wanted to try to be like Putin.
Yeah, the man said if you vote for me, you don't have to worry about the next 4 years. Salakia, Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Yeah, Shalom. Salakia. I barely get to listen on a Wednesday night. We're usually at camp. But yeah, he said if you vote for me, you don't have to worry about. It almost sounded like he was alluding to, like, look, I'm literally going to be the last president. You know what I'm saying? I'm the doomsday president, you know? So I'm like, damn, for a minute, you know how we end this truth and we know the prophecies, we know what the scriptures say, but it's like when you hear certain things, it's like, damn. And we was just bringing out Revelations 13, 11. I think we was on Clubhouse last week and we was discussing Revelations 13, me and the brother Kazak from Watchmen Detroit, and a couple other brothers I had chimed in on Clubhouse, and we was breaking down the two horns and how Esau, he I'm paraphrasing, he comes off like a lamb, but he speaks as a dragon. I mean that kind of went over people's head, but like, listen, that's why it's important to listen to what people are really saying. And take it in, because I'm like, did everybody hear what this devil just said? You know what I'm saying? He said you don't have to worry about the next 4 years. Yo, that devil is something else, man. I mean, and of course, he can be trying to allude to, well, whatever, but it's almost like in a situation like that, I get you're almost going to create a disaster and suspend the election indefinitely so you can just remain in office. I didn't get he's going to try to do 2 terms. It sounded cryptic, like it was almost, I'm going to be president for lifetime. So we living in some serious times, y'all, and Trump is talking real bold. A lot of the analysts believe that Kamala's going to get it because of the shock value. Biden dropped out, and we're gonna bring the Black woman in. But these next couple of months is going to be real interesting. And keep in mind, all of this has been going crazy since we rebuked that White House. You know what I'm saying? Who was reading? Let me get one verse. 2 Ezra 7:43. Chapter 7, verse 43.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7, verse 43. But the day of the doom shall be the end of this time.
Right, the beginning of doom Salakia, the day of doom, or what they call doomsday, shall be the end of this time. Right? So it just sounds real cryptic the way he said that. You know, somebody might say, well, you're looking too deep into it, or he just was trying to say, I'm gonna be your whatever. But it almost sounded like, look, man, once I get up in there, I'm not leaving to the end of the world. Right? Go ahead.
And the beginning of the immortality for it to come.
Right. The day of doom is the beginning of the immortality to come. Second Ezra 6 and 8 and 9, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And immortality, because what? The scriptures tell you in Daniel 7 that we shall reign forever and ever, right? Eternally. Right? Go ahead.
Wherein corruption is past.
Corruption is past. All that you see on the earth, you know, corruption is going to be past. You can't do anything in this system because they're sucking up all the what they call the disposable income. They're purposely causing inflation so that people can't survive. Good.
43. Slocky, 44. Intemperance is at an end.
Right. Intemperance is lack of self-control. People have no self-control. I just saw Costaja, where was that at where the two drivers shot and killed each other?
California.
California. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was listening to the video, but I wasn't looking. Yeah. So road rage, it's just crazy, man. And that's crazy because I was talking to a driver. I was in an Uber or a Lyft in California the last time I visited my children, and this was a Edomite told me. He said, people can't drive anymore. He said, number one, because they're not concentrating, their mind is all over the place, and they always, I'm not racist or anything, but it's these foreigners. These foreigners come over here and they can't drive. So, Esau did. He said within the last 5 to 10 years, the driving has gotten pathetic. And he said a lot of the people are not paying attention, and it's a lot of these foreigners. So that road rage is off the hook. All right, go ahead.
44.
Read that again, King. 44.
44. Intemperance is at an end.
Right. Intemperance, the lack of self-control is going to end. Everybody going to be in order in the kingdom. You're going to have self-control in the kingdom because you're going to have to keep the commandments and be disciplined. Go ahead.
Infidelity is cut off.
Right. Infidelity is going to be cut off. Right. They got the websites. Ashley, life is short, have an affair. AshleyMadison.com. All this madness, right, is just infidelity, man, is going to be cut off. Go ahead.
Righteousness is grown.
Righteousness is going to grow. Go ahead.
And truth is sprung up.
And what?
And truth is sprung up.
And truth is sprung up. Right. That's what's going to come, of course, in our kingdom after the day of doom, or what they call doomsday. But when Trump said that, man, that's kind of, I got like a cryptic energy behind that message. Like I said, people might say, oh, you're looking too deep into it. He was just being optimistic. Nah, that was cryptic, man. Vote for me, you don't have to worry about another election the next 4 years. However he said it, but it just sounded like, I'm going to be president forever. That's kind of what I got to, from it. So I yield on that. I just heard you bringing out the different things. I want to see if y'all saw when he said that. I forgot how exactly he said it, but it was when I heard it, I had to do a double take. I was like, man, did they hear what this devil just said? And they just in the crowd cheering. So yeah, man, there's some interesting times, these next couple of months till election day. We gotta just see how this thing gonna go down. And I yield on that. Kwame Yashaka.
Khan, the water elder. He did say, he said, I'm gonna he's going to be a dictator. You know what I mean? He says, he said in the first couple months, you know, he's like, are you going to be a dictator? And he says, hold on, here he is. Slock, yeah. So with that, it was almost like adding on to it. Like, you guys don't have to worry about voting. And he has a lot of respect for dictators. You know what I mean? Like, he loves Kim Jong-un and Putin and anybody that just grab power. He's definitely like admires those people. And here's this happened. He said this last year. He says Trump vows to only be a dictator on day one, following growing worries over his authoritarian rhetoric. And he said this in look at December 7th, 2023. Trump faces growing scrutiny over his increasing authoritarian and violent rhetoric. Fox News' Sean Hannity gave his longtime friend a chance to assure the American people that he wouldn't abuse power or seek retribution if he wins a second term. But instead of offering a perfunctory answer, brushing off warnings, Trump stroked the fire, except for day one. The GOP frontrunner said Tuesday night before a live audience in Davenport, Iowa, I want to close the border. I want to drill, drill, drill. But in case anyone missed it, he reenacted the exchange. We love this guy, Trump says of Hannity. He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, 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 other than day one. So, you know, he's being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'll be a dictator just on day one. You know what I mean? We're closing the border. We're going to drill. We're drilling, drilling, drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator. So, yeah, what the elder was bringing out is heavy. He's like, you don't have to worry about voting. I'm not leaving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going to be, it's going down, and I'm always going to be president. You know, and I believe him. I believe he's very honest about that. You know, the only person that'll take him out is Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Yeah, Salakia.
Huh.
Yeah, that's how you said it. You said you don't have to worry about voting for the next after 4 years. And you gotta really check out the rhetoric though, because he's saying I'm only going to be a dictator on day one. That means he could come in and pass a whole bunch of executive orders that he's probably already working on day one and say, okay, I'm not a dictator no more. But he comes in and pass 1,000 different new laws on the first day. So this is going to be crazy, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want him to come in and just be a damn psychopath, or let Kamala come in and the race war start. But either way, man, it's going to, and even if Trump comes in, that's going to embolden the white supremacists. So either way, if Kamala comes in, it's going to anger them. If Trump comes in, it's going to make them more bold. So either way, that's why Umar Johnson was bringing out that there's been like 10 other racial killings since Sonia Massey that nobody's really talking about. He was talking about brothers found hung and all kinds of stuff. And he was like, you know, everybody's so much, he said, you got to remember the media does that sometime too. They'll focus so much of the news on that one story, and it'll be 20 other stories going on. So Umar was like, people have been sending him all kinds of stories of different other racial killings that have been going on, just as cold-blooded as Sonia Massey that nobody's really talking about. You know, did y'all hear about that rapper that got found dead in Florida? She's from Philly. Is a female rapper.
Wow.
I think she called herself something Level.
Oh, Petty Levels.
Petty Levels, yeah.
Khan.
So Petty Levels, she's from Philly, but she got killed in Florida. They found her dead in Florida. And I don't know, but I could be wrong. I don't know no details about the killing, but it almost seemed like it might be something racial behind that. I don't know. Like I said, I could be wrong. I didn't delve into the story too much, but these rappers are dropping like flies, man. They just locked up 3 of the suspects in Fulio's. Y'all remember the new moon in DC? We was going in on that dude Fulio. When we had the new moon in DC and that lesson, but they just locked up 3 of the suspects in Fulio's killing in Jacksonville, Florida. And now I think Petty Levels, she was found dead. I think in Tampa or Orlando, one of them. But I don't know. Maybe it's some street stuff. But they found her dead, and they brought up her label too. She was on her label was called Chosen One Records. And I was like, maybe could it have been a sacrifice for the label? Because they do that a lot with these rappers. They get them on these underground, unknown labels, and they put out high insurances on them and sacrifice them. So it's just a lot going on, man. And remember, they just killed that female rapper in the Bay Area. That other one. So what is her, Tan the God? I don't know these people until they die.
Right.
Never heard of them, but it's a lot going on. But I almost feel like it's probably some street stuff or whatever, or maybe a robbery. I don't know. But with that Petty Levels thing, I don't know. Maybe some white supremacists might have caught up to her. You know what I'm saying? Raped her and killed her. I don't know, but I just felt is it some kind of racial element, although it might come out as some more street nonsense. But yeah, there's a lot going on. So stay circumspect, Israel. Kwame Shala.
The water elder. I know in Philly, it was a fisherman that was he was fishing, I mean, in the Delaware River, and he got a ride from somebody on a boat. I'm gonna assume it was Esau. You know what I mean? Ain't too many people I know that got access to boats. You know what I mean? Not saying Jake can't get a boat, but it seems something like an Edomite thing. Like, hey man, come on over, man. We got, he might have beer. He might, let's go. Come on, you can fish with us or whatever. We got all this food and this, that, and the third. And they found him with his arms tied up in the water. They found him floating. They said the boat came up to the Coast Guard, was like, yo, somebody fell overboard and then left. So they interviewed the people. If it was Jake, I'm pretty sure they'd be arrested by now. But they interviewed the people and no arrest. So it just seems fishy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it would have been something that Esau does. Like, come on, hang out with us. And knowing damn well that they're going to have to kill this man. And, now the family's trying to keep it in the news, having visuals and stuff like that. But I'm going to assume until, my best guess would be that it's something like a Esau, Edomite killing, and the police aren't arresting these people because they're saying, oh, we don't know. We dropped them back off. No, we don't know what happened. But even though you were the last person to find him alive and you got, his hands are taped up, they probably have the same type of duct tape or wiring on their boat or in their house. But if they're not searching or having, having a search warrant for the boat in the house, then they're not going to find it. So I would say definitely don't trust thy enemy. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Somebody has a hand up. Go ahead.
Salakia.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Me or the brother?
Yeah, Shalom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ari, I wanted to say something first, and then we'll go.
Yeah, I'll let the sis go. You guys, sis.
I'm sorry, Salakia. It also reminds me, it's almost like a similar situation where the black dude went hunting with a bunch of Esau's and wind up getting shot in the mouth and in the back. It sounds too fishy because they're not even showing the faces of the boat and the people he was riding with. You know how they like to hide Esau, but they plaster us.
Exactly. Definitely something ain't right with that. That's why I said too. Go ahead, Aria.
Yeah, Salakia. Just to touch back on what Elder Bach was talking about with Trump, with that cryptic message. Yeah, Elder, you damn right. He know exactly what he was saying. He said, So you Christians, you know, you just gotta vote. Just vote this time. That's it. You don't have to worry. 4 more years later, you don't have to worry. He's basically telling you this is gonna be your last vote, and you ain't gotta worry about the next 4 years because you ain't gonna be here. I'm gonna round y'all up. I'm gonna get rid of y'all Israelites. Y'all ain't gonna be here. You know, and another point as well too. Trump is, you know, he's cool with the other nation presidents, and he always brags about how he shut down the presidents. I forgot what president it was. He said they was trying to tax America on something, and he said, "Okay, all right, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna tax you on this as well too, tit for tat." And I forget what president it was, and they thought he was just gonna, you know, just take it how it is, and he said, "No, no, 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 I'm gonna get you the same way as well too." They called him back and they told him, you know what, you know, let's work out a deal. He said, okay, I thought so. So his mentality is he's looking at all these other nations and their presidents and their leadership, and in his mind he's thinking, man, they nothing. We America, the pride of Esau. We America, man. We supposed to be the number one, you know, top dog and this and that. They got dictatorship. They control everything, monarch and all that. I could do the same thing as well. And then you had another video. I think it was a NATO meeting. The prime minister of Montenegro. He's walking up front, you know, in assembly in line, and Trump is coming up after. He's pushing through everybody. He gets to the front. The prime minister of Montenegro, he pushed him to the side, like, get your behind up out of here. America is here. And then the guy, he tried to be nice with him, tried to give him a handshake. He looked at him and said, get the hell out of here with that. He said, America is here. So he got that pride, man. He's trying to compete with the rest of them. So and he even talked about Kim Jong-un. What he called him, Little Rocket Man. Don't worry about it. I'll deal with him. You know? So he look at them like he's their equal. So that's why he even said with Joe Biden, he said, listen, y'all don't elect me and vote for me, we're gonna go to war. Because I'm the only one that could basically stop these other presidents from pressing that button because I'm cool with them. That's basically what he's saying. So he's trying to find a way to take power just like how they do. Are you?
Excellent point. Excellent point.
Khan. Salakia, real quick. That the Delaware River incident. I heard about that. I think that might have been one of the incidents that Dr. Umar brought up. And like you said, man, that has all the signs of that being Esau. That don't really sound like that's Jake. You know, Jake is just not out there randomly picking up somebody to get them a ride on a boat somewhere, and then their hands ended up tied. That's just, you know, we rarely do stuff like that, you know. Sound like something Esau want to cover up. And like I said, I believe that's one of the stories that Dr. Umar had mentioned. Like all these other racial killings that they're not even talking about, that, you know, you might get a little underground article here and there. But just to land me back on what Cap was bringing out too, is a lot of layers to what Trump said, because I forgot he said you Christians, you don't have to worry. If you vote for me, you don't have to worry about the next 4 years. Now, another way to look at that is, remember, they saying the reports are coming out that the truth is making a dent in Christianity. That a lot of the people that's coming into the truth are from the churches, you know, especially the black churches, because, you know, of course, there's no white Edomites coming into the truth. So it's got to be, of course, they're talking about the so-called black and, you know, 12 tribe churches. So remember, the Christianity is one of the strongholds on our people. God loves everybody, and we gonna pray, and we don't want no violence now. We gotta all get along. So he could be saying too to you Christians that's really following Christianity, don't worry about them Israelite niggas no more. Just get me in there and I'm gonna get rid of them. So there's a lot of layers you can look at what he said from, but it's gonna be an interesting dynamic. You know, I'm just excited to see who's gonna win, man, and where it's gonna go from there. But we definitely, you know, coming into major prophecy. Kwame Shala.
Kwame Shala. All praises. Dietrich, you wanted to say something?
So like, oh yeah, no, I was gonna speak about Trump and his statement, but I see that Erdogan he's going a different direction. But I thought that was, I know some people was thinking that he's gonna be like the last president, but I was just gonna say that that he wouldn't have the authority to do that. It's all right because the Constitution has written that a president can only serve 2 terms, a maximum of 8 years. That was it.
And if he does what I see this happening in a lot of countries. You know what I mean? Venezuela, Maduro, they're saying Maduro won. You know what I mean? People in Venezuela like, yo, he won outright. But the other people that lost are saying election fraud, hit the streets. And then just like last time with the insurrection, people hit the streets and and if they can get a coup, they can get a coup. You know what I mean? So a lot of people aren't taking their losses well. I think in Sudan, they had a assassination attempt that just happened as well. So people are going to the gun, you know what I mean? And taking it to the streets. So there's a lot of uprisings of the people, like it says in Ezra, 2nd Ezra. But kind of let's get a precept. Let's get what's that? James chapter 4, verse 7. Baba Kashar, man, it's a lot going on, But all praise to the Most High. We keep following His law, statutes, commandments. He's gonna have our back and keep angels encamped around us to protect us. You know what I mean? And we just watch this place collapse. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring that out. James chapter 4, verse 7. Baba Kashar.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
So let's submit before the Most High God, trust in Him, have wholeheartedly have faith in the Most High, and this devil will try us, but he'll flee. Okay. All right. Let's get to the next. Let's get a 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3. You know what I mean? We know that we know who the son of perdition is, but like, the elder was saying, people are waking up to, the Christianity, like, hold on, I'm an Israelite. Then who's this white Jesus, you know what I mean? With the stringy hair and blue eyes. Oh, that's not in the Bible. So people are waking up to who they are and who they are as individuals and to who the Edomites are as a whole. Okay. And viral videos going around of grown men berating Israelite children, is making it really hard to say we live in a post-racial America. Okay, let's bring that out. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Oh, shit, that's Timothy. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there coming a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Yeah, Captain can't get right. You know what I'm saying? Esau, the Edomite, so-called white man. People have to come to understand that, they ain't right, man. Their insides is all messed up. You know what I mean? Like perpetually unclean. You know what I'm saying? So this video, look at these young Jakes. I don't think they're going to show the whole video, but we played this before in the Wednesday class about them berating these Jakes, calling them little nigglets and, all types of names. And these are grown men. You know what I'm saying? So let's watch this. And then we're going to watch the next video of when Jake gets older. Okay. Things switch up. All right. Jake ain't putting his head down and walking away no more. You know what I mean? Jake putting hands on Esau. Let's watch this video of these young Jakes at a press conference.
They just wanted to mess with black kids like us and just mess up our day and stuff.
Support is now growing for a group of boys after they had racial slurs hurled at them in downtown Nashville. Thanks so much for joining us at 6. I'm Marius Payton.
And I'm Lauren Lowry. Today, we heard from one of those boys during a news conference put on by State Representative Justin Jones.
They told our Danielle Ledbetter they are finding the courage to pursue what they once loved.
That's them kids' passion. They love to do it, and they taught themselves.
Ashton Lee gets emotional as her son and his friends play the drums.
That's because it was taken away from them. And now that it's brought back, like, it's just a relief.
She says it's the first time they're playing the drums since a hate group called them a variety of racial slurs while they were playing the instruments downtown. A video of the encounter has since circulated around on social media.
At first, I was angry, but now I'm happy because they get to do it again.
Detonio Wilson, one of the boys, recalled what happened to him during the news conference.
We didn't do that to them. We was about to go home on our way home. We went around them. They called us bad words, and we didn't say nothing to them. They just wanted to mess with Black kids like us and just mess up our day and stuff.
Representative Justin Jones said he called Wednesday's event to condemn the hate group's actions. He also called the police reaction to the boys in the video a failed response. Today, in a statement, MNPD responded, "The hatred is shocking and reprehensible."
I know, be better than them though.
MNPD said officer body camera video shows that members of a police team moved in to de-escalate and walk with the children away from the group. Lee says seeing everyone there made her feel less alone in her fight to help her kids feel protected.
And of course, the police, racial discrimination, you know what I'm saying? Harassment, you can't do these things, you know what I mean? But they apparently in Tennessee, when the police, hear people being berated and, children, there's laws against stuff like that. You know what I mean? You got to protect children. But the police didn't say anything, didn't tell the guys to stop, nothing. No verbal commands, nothing. So we can't depend on the police for help. We got to depend on the Most High and have that unwavering faith. Let's continue.
It give you a relief. It give you a big relief because just to know them kids is not out there by themselves. And they help my mind at ease.
Which allows her kids to continue to play to the beat of their own drum. Danielle Ledbetter, WSMV4.
But of course, that went viral. So, it's hard for, it's not just America seeing these pictures, listening to how these adults are talking to these children. This is the entire world. So, people are looking at Esau like, you're the devil. You know what I'm saying? So let's get Genesis chapter 25 and verse 23. And I just got a tweet just came in. Dmitry Meglovich, right, the head of the Security Council in Russia. He said, the knot is tightening in the Middle East. Sorry for the innocent lives lost. But they are hostages of a disgusting state, the USA. Meanwhile, it's clear to everyone that a full-scale war is the only way to a shaky peace in the region. So the head of the Russian Security Council said full-scale war is imminent in the Middle East. And of course, they have close connections with Iran, and Iran has economic ties with China. You know what I mean? They have like a 25-year contract, pretty much. Like, yo, I got your back, you got my back. So now that you see the American warships on their way to Lebanon, possibly we'll see some Russian warships on their way as well to combat the U.S. warships, and that is just apocalyptic. Okay, you can't get any more World War III-ish than that. All right. So let's get Genesis 25 verse 23. Bubba Kashar.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from their bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
One people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder serving the younger. Hasn't happened yet, but guess what? It's on its way. That's future prophecy. So, like, oh, that's the Old Testament. Well, This is future prophecy. He talked about the end in the beginning. All right, so don't let nobody tell you, oh man, that the Old Testament and the New Testament, that's a bunch of stuff that didn't happen yet in the Old Testament. All right, but let's continue on with this next video. So eventually, those children get bigger, and like Tupac said, get my weight up on my hate and pay them back when I'm bigger. So the things that happen to us at a young age, you know, instead of taking it out on each other and ourselves through, smoking, drinking, popping pills, you know, eating too much, destroying our bodies or destroying people that look like us. Jake is taking it out on Esau. But let's watch this video. Salakia. No, gotta get the sound.
It's called instant karma. Here it is.
You know where I'm from? Don't give it South, remember that. Just keep it alone. Then don't run into it. I dare you. I really dare you. Come on my life. I dare you. I dare you. Come in here. I dare you. Come on now. I actually. Let's go. Let's go. I dare you. I'll have you, brother. Come on. Let's go now. Oh, listen. Afro man. Come. Yo. There's no need for what? Swing. I dare you. I dare you. Swing it. Swing it. Don't go.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Esau. Like a ton of bricks. Man, let's run that back.
What? Swing. I dare you. I dare you. Swing it. Swing it. Don't go.
Jake hands is deadly for real. Like things came with a tremendous velocity. He ain't see not one of them coming, and he had to wake up on the ground. You understand? Looking up at the champ is here.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Self-defense. We have a replay of that. Let's see it.
I dare you. Swing it. Swing it. Don't go.
My producers did that. So, okay. All right. Big ups to Jordan. Yeah. So what happened here? It's not that complicated, but let's go ahead and talk about it. We'll put it up. This happened in, London Underground. A white male riding on the London Underground made a racist remark to a young black passenger who did not escalate. He was letting it go. He just said, leave me alone. You can be racist. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. He warned him, back off before knocking him completely out. I do not advocate violence. I do advocate self-defense. The minute-long confrontation was captured on a viral video. Neither man has been identified. It's really nothing to see here. No charges. Maybe you could call this mutual combat. All right. The footage begins with the older man standing in the train aisle, engaged in a heated argument with the younger black male a few feet away. The argument began after the two apparently kind of bumped into each other. That happens on the train while boarding the train, though that moment was not captured on the video. The white male's female companion quietly takes a seat after failing to convince him to do the same. Dressed in dark swim shorts and a wife beater, the gray-haired man appears wobbly on his feet and is slurred in some of his speech. Some parts of the heated exchange cannot be heard due to the poor audio quality, but it's clear that the black male is annoyed from the start. Bro, you ran into the wrong person to start effing with. He scolds the older male. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. Leave me alone. Go sit down. He repeated, trying to bring the man to his senses. Instead of taking the advice, the white male continues to provoke the younger male and was obviously looking for a 1-2 combination. All right. You know, we got to stop. All right. This is a public service announcement. If you feel like being froggy, don't leap. Just feel it on the inside of your heart. Okay. All right. Wise. I mean, this was instant karma. And here's the worst thing about it. He got knocked out in front of his lady friend.
That's the toughest. That's the toughest. That's the one that he's gonna have the hardest time recovering. I'm sure the punch to his grill, he'll in time he will heal. I'm sure he might have bumped his head on the way down. In time, he might be slightly concussed, but he can heal from that and come back. There's just no coming back from getting your butt whooped in front of your woman. It's just, especially after you asked for it and provoked it. That is just a tough one. And just watching that clip, it just struck me that this is F around and find out in clip form, literally. Like this guy literally would not stop messing around. And then he found out what the consequences and repercussions would be. It's sweet, sweet justice, honestly.
Yeah. And here's the thing, man. He seems like he's a guy who likes to have fun, talk ish. He can never talk ish to any of his friends again. Because the next time he decides to talk ish, one of his friends, they're going to say, don't make me knock your ass out like Buddy did on that train. Every time.
Or don't make me call him.
Don't make me call him. I'll knock you out.
Yeah, and his lady, you know what I'm saying? His lady would be bringing that up like, you don't never wash dishes. You don't never clean up. It's like, oh, don't be getting loud with me. You want to get loud with that boy on that train with the afro. Don't you ever say that again. And, you know, women don't forget. So, and we're going to watch, you know, this next video that it exposes things. You know what I'm saying? We're in the last days, things get exposed. Let's start with Deuteronomy 7, verse 3. Let's get to the law of what we should be doing. You know, every time we see Jake walking by with an Edomite woman, it's like, yo, get a woman from the 12 tribes of Israel. What's on with you, man? You know what I mean? From Brazil, or, you know what I mean? Anywhere, Issachar, Puerto Rico, what? 10 tribes, Jamaica, so-called black woman, you know what I'm saying? What, you know, why? You know what I'm saying? But got to bring that out. That goes against the law. Let's bring that out. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3.
Oh, there's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly.
You know what I mean? It's a death sentence. You know what I mean? He says, nope, stay within the 12 tribes of Israel, be holy, because I'm holy. All right, be separate, I'm separate. All right, let's get Luke chapter 12 and verse 2. I don't know if he saw this. We're going to watch the whole video, right? Because I didn't know who these people were. But when I started looking further into it, I think I'm going to go divulge deeper into this for the Sabbath class. The lights are still on, right? And it's pretty interesting that this woman was berating us so-called black men for this white king of hers, king in quotation marks, right? And when you look at when you go back in time, you know what I mean? I was going back, they have millions of views in some of these videos, like the reason why I decided to step up for this black king because other men wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like really, really trying to dog us out. We're the baby fathers and they're the kings. This is what they were promoting, right? Now I watched a newer video of her, and you can look at their face, somber. They cannot get past it. They're like, Yeah, we were trolling. Yeah, because it was people that were trolling us. So we decided to troll them. It's so sad. You know what I mean? Like, I got receipts and I'll leak out the receipts that I have and I send it to my moderator and everything like that. Like, no, you were serious. We can all tell you were serious. You see the bottle of wine on the table. She's feeling good and she starts destroying this dude. All praise to the Most High. Let's bring that out. Luke chapter 12, verse 2.
Come on, this is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known.
So all that stuff, you know, trying to hide and you know what I mean? And the camera's on. Hey, how you doing? I've lived a great life. Life is beautiful. Check me out. Look at me. Look at me. And then the light and then it goes off and it's like, man, I hate my life. This is terrible. You know, it's like people have internet lives. So when you look at the internet, you're like, man, these people are always on vacation. They always doing good. That's another car they just bought. This, that, and the third. Man, people was in debt. They've gone on vacation on a credit card that they got to pay back with interest. You know what I mean? They looking at how much that costs. I ain't buying that, but you can't tell on TV. You can't tell on the internet. They taking pictures of their food. Like, wow, they had steak today. They probably went to another person's, you know what I mean, seat and like, yo, can I take a picture of your food? Come on, man. It's a lot of fronting going on in this world. Okay. So these people got caught fronting. They went live, right? And it's some negative, not a negative energy, but the foul language is up there. So if you got kids, you might want to earmuff it. You know what I mean? Leave them, you know, tell them to go out the room. But I just wanted to watch the whole thing. So we are aware of how unbelievable this front was, that the white man is so much better than the so-called black man. She destroys this guy. And we're going to also get Sirach chapter 25 and verse 22 on deck, because you read the comments, they're like, damn, it makes sense why baby daddy number 1 left, because she ain't listening to nothing and she is just talking over and the kids is there. She's cussing in front of the kids, real ratchet like. You know what I mean? But you can't tell. You watched all the previous videos. They're like, hey, you know, we're at the gym. You know, my husband carries the baby for an hour. And then I go and carry the baby for an hour while he goes and works out at the gym. And this is how we do. You know what I mean? That, like, you think life is just perfect. And then something like this happens. So let's get Sirach 25 on 22 on deck. And what do they say in that movie? Brace yourself.
Comments whenever people say that you're a deadbeat. Let's be honest about that. Let's be honest about your daughter. You went to Minnesota or whatever your baby mother is from, and you've been nothing but a deadbeat to your daughter. You knew your daughter, you knew where she was, you did not try at all whatsoever. Let's be honest about the fact that I'm the one that made you see. I'm the one that made you see your daughter. Let's be honest about the fact that when I met you, you was lying about the fact that you had a daughter. Do you want me to share your text messages with your baby telling you don't be disrespectful to her? And I was writing her very respectfully. I'm the reason that you just seen her. I'm the reason that you seen her and that she met a race cop. Let's be honest about that. Let's be honest about the fact that you are a literal how angry I got when I found out that you can't see that little girl, and I told you to go and get a lawyer and go fight for your daughter, literally pissed off that you wouldn't fight for your daughter. And you're like, I can't fight for my daughter. She's on an Indian reservation. Let's be honest about that. Yeah, let's be honest about that. Let's be honest about the fact that you lied. Let's be honest about the fact that you lied and say she was a one-night stand, but your mother even told me that y'all was together and you know, you did whatever you did. Let's be honest about that. Your mother even said it. Let's be honest about that. Where's your daughter, Brett? Where's your daughter, Brett? You lied about having a daughter when I met you, bro. Let's be honest about that. Because you told me to go on live and then you stopped yelling the way that you were yelling while I was silent. I was absolutely silent while you were yelling and being really aggressive. I was silent. I didn't say a word while you were being really, really, really aggressive. Remember? Remember that? Remember the way you just jumped up and what happened to the baby when you jumped up to hit Raiden because you said he wasn't listening to you? Remember that? Do you remember, Brett? Let's just be very, very honest about it. Yeah, and then the way that I got upset because you almost dropped the baby to hit Raiden. Let's be real about that. The way that you don't take care of your daughter at all whatsoever. The way that you did not take care of Race for the whole first year of his life. The way that you did not take care of Race for the whole first year of his life. Let's just be very, very, very honest. Let's be honest about it. Rose paid for every single aspect of your life, Brett. You literally did not have anything before. Let's be honest about that. You were 32 years old, living in somebody's basement on a mattress. Didn't even have a bed. Only on a mattress. Only on a mattress. You moved into my luxury apartment with me. You were asking me, hey, come.
So as you can see, Eve right now she's bringing like a plunger. She's bringing up a lot of old stuff. You know what I mean? And at the time, don't worry, baby. Don't worry. I got you. Come on. You can live with me. Come on. But what does the scripture say? Let's bring that out in Sirach chapter 25 and verse 22.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, Lockie, and much reproach.
She's filled with that. Just waiting to come out on her king. She's a queen of kings, right? You read verse 23.
23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that would not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
So I'm gonna read that in the GNT, right? Sirach 25, verse 22. When a man is supported by his wife, there is sure to be anger, arrogance, and humiliation. You can see that happening right now. She humiliating this man on the airwaves of the internet. Verse 23, a bad wife will make her husband gloomy and depressed and break his heart. Show me a timid man who can never make up his mind, and I will show you a wife who doesn't make her husband happy. Right? And apparently everything is not good in this swirl relationship. But let's continue to watch the rest of this.
Oh my God, you are a liar. You were asking me, hey, come to my house, and I felt uncomfortable to come to your house because you lived in the ghetto. Let's be honest. What are you talking about?
I didn't want to spend
Let's just be very, very honest about it. Like, let's stop lying. Remember you're like, oh yeah, I beat women. That's why none of my relationships in the past have worked. Remember the closet door at our house is broken? Why? Because you put a hole in it. Let's be honest about that. Oh, I should snap your fucking neck right now, but you're too quick to call the police. Let's be honest about that. Let's be very honest. Remember in Iowa, you literally have a police report because you did what? You did what? Yes, you did. Why did they take the gun in Iowa? Move, get away from me. Get away from me. Don't come near me at all whatsoever. Yeah, don't come near me because let's not come near me. That's why I pretend that I'm the one that paid the down deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend.
All right, let's not pretend that she wasn't dogging so-called black men for being bums and not having it like that. When at the same time, this white Kang, so-called white Kang that she's dating, she's the one giving everything for. Unbelievable the hypocrisy Eve is spewing out. through this video. Let's continue.
Shalom.
Let's
Oh,
not.
Khan.
Hey, Kasaja, you notice the low haircut?
Khan.
She's on her way to lesbianism.
Khan.
Yeah, because Jake, in her mind, Jake failed her. Now I can't believe the white man failed me.
Khan.
Even the white man that I tried to take care of. What I believe, in my most humble opinion, I believe she was going to try to bring Esau up. And then once Esau would have maybe got on his feet, if Esau would have took advantage of the situation, not even advantage, if he would have just said, well, okay, I met a woman that happens to have more than me now, and she's going to help me come up, then she would have been boasting about how the white man is so greater than Jake. But the fact that she tried to bring Esau up and Esau failed her, she's on her way to dealing with a woman. I could see it. Because she's going to be like, men are no good. And I tried to even deal with the white man, and even a white man wasn't good. My knight in shining armor wasn't good enough for me. And you know she was giving, that mouth, she was giving Jake all kinds of hell. Jake was all kinds of bums and lowlives, and you sorry a nigga, you broke nigga, this and that. I can imagine. She going in on Esau, but she taking a little easy on Esau. But if that was Jake, Jake would be all kinds of, oh man. You know what I'm saying? But now that even her lover has failed her, she's on her way to play for the same team. Read that translation that you read again in Sirach 25:22. But this is why we tell brothers, listen, even if your wife makes more than you, have your own, do something. Now, a lot of times, you know, you may be in a marriage where your wife might make more than you or have more than you, but have your own as a man because of this verse right here. Read what it says.
Khan, this is Sirach chapter 25 and verse 22 in the GNT. When a man is supported by his wife, there is sure to be anger, arrogance, and humiliation.
Right. So anger is going to be a lot of bitterness, right? Arrogance, that pride going to be there, and humiliation. She's going to talk to you like you're nothing, unless you got a wife that's a rider, or let's say you was doing good, but you lost your job or you fell on hard times, which is one of the same, and your wife holding you down until you get back on your feet. Or you just got a very super humble woman that's like, I don't care if I make more than my husband, or I don't care if I have more than him. I'm still going to love him, respect him as the man and the head. But I tell brothers all the time, don't just sit there and do nothing and just think the woman just going, you know, she's supposed to just take care of you. Only way that's going to happen is if that woman is super, super humble. But as a man, you should always try to have your own. I don't care if it's a job, a business, a little hustle on the side. I don't know if you're, depending on your situation, if you got to be on a fixed income, if you have health conditions, whatever the case may be, you know, you got health, you got to get disability, or you got to get whatever the case may be. Nobody's knocking how you get your money. But as a man, you should at least have your own, because that arrogance is going to come in there, that humiliation and that anger. You know what I'm saying? Damn, this nigga got to ask me when he want a soda from the store. Now, I'm not talking about husbands and wives doing for each other. Y'all might, hey, we don't feel like cooking tonight. Let's go out and get dinner. And your wife might be like, let me get it tonight, babe. I got it. No, I got it, babe. No, let me get it. No. All right, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do little stuff for each other. Or, babe, you messed up. I got your back. Here, hold this down till, you know, things get better for you. But you should never sit there and be just totally subject to a woman taking care of you financially. Like I said, in this society, a lot of times the sisters make more than the brothers, and you even got to watch that, you know. But if the sister's humble, you know, then she'll be But as a man, you gotta have your own. You gotta have something coming in as a man. You just sitting there and a woman just doing everything for you. I'm not talking about gifts and holding you down or, like I said, if she's humble, no, I got it, baby, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But as a man, you gotta be doing something. You gotta have something coming in for yourself. And, of course, a lot of times, unfortunately, you may even make more than the woman and she's still proud. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't make as much as the next man. You know what I'm saying? You can't win for losing. But I'm telling you, that scripture is not there for nothing. So brothers, always keep that in mind. Sisters, is understandable. That can cause frustration. And you have to be humble and a rider to be able to, have your husband's back if you're in a better financial situation than he is. You know what I'm saying? But if you just some video game Captain Crunch shit home, a baby boy type Negro, you ain't gonna get no respect from that woman. And I yield on that. But Salakia, but she looked like she on her way to play for the girls team. That low haircut and that frustration, she gonna be with a woman soon. If I be a bet man. And I yield on that. Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala. Wise words, Elder. Khan. And Most High willing, the Sabbath, I'm gonna play some of their previous videos of how dissing Jake and uplifting Esau, and then this one just exposed everything. Like, you ain't ish, you know what I mean? Destroying this man.
Salakia. That's that couple. I heard about that.
Khan.
Oh, that's that couple. Okay, I heard about it. I heard she got a whole slew of videos dissing Jake, but I didn't know if this was the one.
Khan. Yeah,
I don't know if this was the one. Wow, that's crazy, boy. She lucky Kevin Samuels not alive.
God. Yeah.
God. Salakia.
God.
Oh, okay. Let's not pretend. Let's just be very, very real. You told me to put it on live, so I put it on live. So, and then you want to start talking about a glass of wine, and then you want to start saying, "Oh, are you not going to talk?" After I was just sitting here silent before we even.
Kind of see the wine in the background with the glass. So I think this is a drunk mind speaking sober thoughts.
Not on live. I've been not talking. I've been not talking. So what are you talking about? Oh, okay. Let's be real. Let's be real about everything. I met you in a basement laying on a mattress. Let's be real about that. Let's be real about the fact that you moved in with me, not the opposite way around. Let's be real about the fact that I never felt comfortable moving to your house because you lived in the ghetto. Let's be real about the fact that I'm the one that found the house, found the realtor, did all the footwork, did everything, paid for the fucking deposit on the house, paid for the house, everything. Let's be real about that. Let's be real about everything since you want to say, let's put it on live. You're the one that told me to put it on live. So let's be real about everything. Let's be real about the fact that I paid for the Range Rover, the fact that I paid for motherfucking everything. Let's be real about it. Let's be real. Let's be real about, everything. You said, go on live, put this on live, right? Aren't you the one that said that? Why aren't you yelling now the way that you were just yelling while I was on the phone, minding my business, not talking? Why aren't you yelling now and so aggressive now? Why aren't you aggressive anymore? Why aren't you aggressive and yelling anymore the way that you just were? Why? Oh, okay. Let's not lie. I took my phone, y'all. I'm sitting here laying down. I started making myself a hotel room somewhere else, and he snatched my phone and was like, "You're not going nowhere," and got really, really aggressive. get on here. I wasn't gonna get on here.
That's how you win arguments.
I wasn't gonna get on here. Stop yelling. Stop yelling, you guys. And stop running around.
That's the only weapons you have.
Okay, so I wasn't gonna get on here, but literally he told me get on live. So I got on live. And then he went crazy. What are you talking about? I wasn't throwing. I'm spitting here. Yeah, let's be real though. Let's be very, very real. I was sitting here quiet as heck. He started yelling.
I was doing good sitting here and you acted up again.
Because you're the one that told me to go on live, remember?
I told you to put that real shit on live, but you still don't want.
You told me to go on live. Put what real shit on live? Wait, I'm sorry. Put what real shit on live did you tell me? Because I'm putting the realest shit.
Before, not try to have you.
Oh, well, you said go on live, and when you said go on live, I went on live. That's all that happened. But like you stealing from your job and getting fired for stealing? And how many times I constantly told you, if you come here with food again, if you steal again, I'm going to leave you. Do you remember that? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, I have a sugar daddy that paid me $25,000. Let's send everything to the hate pages. Let's do it. Yes, I have a sugar daddy. Yeah, he sent me $40,000 check. Yeah. Remember, he took care of your kid while I was pregnant. Remember, you didn't spend a single dollar on your kid? Yes. What about it? What about the fact that I had a sugar daddy? You're gonna send that to the hate pages? Send it. So let me send my stuff to the hate pages as well. Let's do this. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, I was sitting here quiet. Remember you told me. Remember you told me. Yeah, you can have it. Remember you told me. No, don't touch that. That's weird. But remember that. Remember you told me to get on live, and I was quiet. You remember that?
So that way, if they don't agree.
I didn't pull anyone. Remember you told me. You said get on live, so I got on live.
Now that I'm talking. Okay.
What are you talking about? They heard everything about the sugar daddy. Don't worry. They heard everything that you said. I haven't put the phone on mute. What are you talking about? I don't know. Maybe your raggedy headphones, remember? So you're on live listening to me, and then you're like, oh, you put it on mute.
Maybe you can keep deleting the new one, maybe you'll get one that works in your favor, and you keep deleting all the other ones.
No, I'm gonna delete this as well, but I'm just letting them see the real you and just being honest. They're disgusting. They're absolutely sick. They're absolutely sick. Yeah. If I told them about the black woman that was a family member that you invited to our wedding after you fucked her, if I told the truth about everything about you, you're pretty sick. Let's be honest. You're pretty sick. You're really sick. Let's just be really real about everything. Like, let's be real about everything. You are disgusting. You're disgusting. And let's tell you, I've never had respect for you. You didn't take care of your kid, buddy. You did not even take care of your kid for the whole first year he was alive. You didn't even meet Race till he was damn near 12 months. You didn't take care of him. My sugar daddy did. My sugar daddy took care of Race, remember? My sugar daddy bought me the apartment. My sugar daddy took care of Race. My sugar daddy did all of that. My sugar daddy that was sending me $50,000 checks. The same sugar daddy that paid for my $18,000 TV. Let's just be very honest about it. Yeah, let's just be honest about it, buddy. Just like right now, every single time you try to break up with me. But right now, I just tried to leave. I booked myself a flight, and then you went crazy. I booked myself a flight and then you went crazy. Let's just really, really be real about everything. You went crazy. No, I don't. Do you remember? Let's just be real. Do you remember stealing from your job? Do you remember your IDs? You remember the IDs?
Unbelievable. You would think they have the best relationship in the world. Apparently not. It's all for the internet. Sorry, yeah, I didn't do it right. That whole thing. Yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah, turn off that phone and see what I do to you. You know what I'm saying? Eve be playing around with Esau like Esau don't think about murder 100% of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? They're the Edomites that haven't murdered yet. They're just they had got restraint, but that's what they're made for. They're just killers. You know what I'm saying? But going through the line of their stuff, you know what I'm saying, of their blogs, you know, interracial family. This is what, you know, why black men, she had one video, why black men leave as soon as the baby comes, you know what I'm saying? But apparently he was leaving when the baby came because he didn't take care of his first child. And he didn't take care of race, whoever that is, her child. You know what I'm saying? Hannibal Lecter. Con. Exactly. Yeah, they some killers. And one of the videos, they're like, I brought my wife the Range Rover. Why I brought my wife a Range Rover? So in the outside looking in, you like, dang man, this white man giving all them, you know, this money, man. Man, I'm barely holding on, man. You know what I'm saying, like that. But apparently not. She brought the Range Rover. And then not only she didn't buy the Range Rover, her sugar daddy brought the Range Rover. What? You know what I'm saying? So don't believe the hype we watched on the internet. You know what I mean? It makes people like feel like they're not worth enough. You know what I mean? Or my ends ain't meeting up to their ends, but their ends ain't meeting up. She's doing something strange for some change to get a couple dollars to fund their lifestyle. And he's sleeping in the basement of somebody's house on a mattress. Damn. Exposed. All right, y'all. So that is the lesson, right? That is the current events. Like you're saying, everybody chiming in saying, yeah, Esau about to kill her, man, because Esau's a straight up psychopath. Okay. So watching all this, right? Russia right now has said that they're going to it's going to be all out war. You know what I'm saying? And the USA has something to do with this, right? So this is the defense minister of Russia saying this. Iran's involved. Iran said they're going to strike inside of Israel, not just inside of Israel, but Tel Aviv, Haifa, one of the big cities over there in Israel, right? Hezbollah said they're going to strike inside Tel Aviv. The sun is blowing out all types of massive solar winds coming here. I can't think of the word right now, but cannibal CMEs, so many sunspots exploding at the same time that they're just adding on to each other. Massive earthquakes all around. In Yellowstone, the geyser blew up. People had to run for their life. The bridge or boardwalk where people stay there and look at the geysers, it's gone. It just exploded. It looked like a bomb went off. Earthquakes in diverse places. California 5.1, Jersey 2.2. I go back and forth over all this. Fish kills, all this stuff, right? But this is what we're gonna do, right? The last video is a breathing exercise that the Navy SEALs do. You know, Navy SEALs get dropped off 500 miles outside of the coast, got to swim 500 miles against the tides and the waves and everything to go on the shore to assassinate somebody. You got to sit in mud and dirt for 3 days straight, not using the bathroom, not doing anything, just to get one shot of who they're going to assassinate or who they're going to, they're going to extract some hostages out of a hostile country that they're not supposed to be in, you know, because it'll go against international law. So Navy SEALs are under a lot of stress. Israelites are under a lot of stress and anxiety. So I made this this breathing exercise. What you do is you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold that for 4 seconds, and then repeat. Very simple, but it makes you slow down your breathing, right? And brings down the stress and anxiety level, right? In the video, it says breathe out through your nose. I recommend breathing out through your mouth. You know what I mean? I did the breathe out through your nose thing. It's a lot better when you breathe out through your mouth. And you only have 4 seconds to breathe out. So you want to breathe out like you want to get all that air out of your breath. I mean, out of your lungs, right? And then bring it in again, hold, breathe out. So it's like you really want to get the air in and out in that 4 seconds, okay? So before we do that, let's get 2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 17. The world is going into the dumpster. I think it was Gabar put up a video on Facebook with the bald eagle eating out a trash can. He's you know what I'm saying? He's like, America. I haven't heard that name in a while. You know what I'm saying? America's falling apart, man. America is going downhill fast. And the only way they can try to kind of hold on to any power is to start a war, because everybody knows their economy is sinking. $35 trillion in debt. Every pieces of money we get for taxes goes to the interest of that $35 trillion. So it's just, how come they can't fix no potholes? They ain't got no money. That money's going to the interest of the $35 trillion debt. And they're printing more money, so they're getting more and more in debt. And this bubble is going to collapse. The bank bubble, the housing bubble, everything. All right. And when it does, this place is sinking. So this is a good exercise to bring yourself back into focus. All right, let's bring that out. 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 17.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 17. Ye shall not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you. O Judah and Jerusalem, fear not, nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for the Lord will be with you.
Because you read 2nd Ezra 6th chapter, he's like, oh, I made Esau. I did this. I'm going to destroy him. You read Romans 12 and 19. Vengeance is mine. I'm going to destroy him. All right. So we just got to be patient and enjoy the Most High destroying our enemies. Okay. So we're going to start this as a breathing exercise. You want to get comfortable. Make sure you breathe. You don't want to breathe like this, all with your neck and your shoulders all high and all that stuff. You don't want to do that. You want to breathe outward. Your lungs go outward. That's how they made. They go out. Okay. So let's finish off with this, and then we'll pray, and then anybody that's on the Zoom we'll have our announcements and those things. All right. Kum Yashala. Yeah, so that's like a cool down part where just relax and everything like that. So due to time restraints and everything. So that's on HOI Philadelphia YouTube page. Check it out. You can do it in the morning before you go out to work. Do it at night. Come home from a stressful day. Do it during the day. It's only 6 minutes. It's a breathing exercise. Lord, God forbid that I say it's meditation, and I know Israel loses their mind like meditation. We don't do that, but it's all throughout the scriptures. Relax. Okay, so it's just focusing. You're focusing on your breath. You're not focusing on the problems. The problems are still going to be there, but you got a little bit more oxygen in your brain so you can come up with solutions. You know what I'm saying? You quiet, and that's where you get a lot of your feedback from your how about Shem Yahushai. Can't be blasting your music all day and thinking you're gonna get messages. You gotta relax. Like Elijah, he relaxed. It wasn't in the wind, wasn't in the earthquake. It's a nice soft whisper. Okay. So hopefully that was edifying and learn a few things. Like the elder always says, we've done our job. So to everybody that's on YouTube, everybody that's on Zoom, you can stay on. Everybody on YouTube, Komi Ashala, enjoy your